Welcome, cats and cubs, to episode 42 of Dion Rising. This right here is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the Knights of D20. What's up, my friends? Oh, hey. As usual, before we begin scratching and clawing, we have a few announcements brought to you by my friend of mine who doesn't need to be a goose to be silly as hell. Bobby, please give the silly geese in the audience tonight's announcements.
Of course. So, first thing, tea time this week. Myself and Kara are going to be sitting down to talk about all the troubles that DMs go through to make the magic happen when, unfortunately, we do lose a player in our campaign. So if you are a DM, or if you want to know how we handle it, come hang out with us. We're going to sip some tea and really just talk about being DMs on Dungeons & Dragons. Major announcement, if you weren't here for our tea time last week, where we announced that we are losing a knight. This is, in fact, Royal's last night with us, so our big cat Zata, unfortunately, is going to the pound. We will miss him, but if you want more details about that, head over to in our videos here, and it will probably be on the YouTube here soon if it's not already there. Without further ado, let's get to this brawl to the death. Back to you, DM.
Thank you, Bobby. And thank you all again for joining us as we embark on an epic adventure in the world of Dion, where heroes rise, dangers abound, and legends are born. Players, dice at the ready. Mine are tiny this week.
Ooh.
Tiny.
Whoa.
Okay, in episode 41, the team arrived in the city of Thelt, a waypoint that hosts the nomadic tribes of Hargush and Ilar, including Zata's home tribe, the Redmane Leonin. Upon arrival, though, the party successfully fended off two massive and dangerous purple worms, with Zata dealing the final blow using his elemental abilities. Where they would normally be heralded as heroes, however, Zata was accosted by his disappointed mother, who demanded answers about Zata's whereabouts for the past months and how he acquired the ability to wield the elements in battle. Zata and the party were whisked into the lion's den, where they were questioned by the tribe elders. Zata's mother called for the trial of the Redmane, claiming Zata's elemental abilities are proof that he is Ere blessed. This week, we return to find Zata preparing for the trial that will take place tomorrow, asking the group to accompany him into the underground grotto, where he hopes to find his old friend, Lindis Softpaw. So, Zata, you lead your friends into a sand-blasted cave mouth just a few blocks from the Redmane Longhouse. The ground slopes down gently at first, and then it turns into a bit of a scramble down as the rock tunnel drops more steeply into the sandstone earth. You all manage the short climb down with varying success, some of you slipping in your new walk more than others. And you land in a wide, low-ceiling cave, the far edges of which are too far to see in the dark and mist across the water. In the dim light of a few hanging lanterns, you find Lindis is in the wellspring grotto by herself. She sits near the edge of the lake, which lets off a constant steam from the harsh temperature difference between the frigid, earth-fed water and the hot desert air. You see her before she sees you, sitting cross-legged on the ground, bent over, writing in a leather-bound folio. How do you approach Zata?
I'm going to try to sneak up on her, like I always do.
Naturally. All right, go ahead and roll for stealth.
Roll for stealth. Oh, fuck. Well, that's a natural one.
Unfortunately,
Great way
you
to start.
go to sneak, and your paws just crack down on a couple loose stones on the floor, the earthen floor, and you see one of her ears just twitch over to you, and she keeps writing, but you kind of catch, like, in her peripheral, a bit of a smile, as she says, "I had heard you came back to town, Zata Stormmane." And she finally gives an underline and a final punctuation to whatever she was writing, closes her folio as you approach, and turns to greet you with a smile. Big, toothy lion smile.
I approach her with a smile as well. Kind of get down, probably at her level, kind of giving her good hug, giving her some head bats together, kind of doing the lion thing, where they just kind of like nuzzle each other.
Yeah. Yeah, she nuzzles you back, and you all see she's like fighting not to smile, really, to appear, by all accounts, to be extremely close friends. And she looks very happy to see you. And she says, what fell wind brought you back after such an unusual departure, friend?
What fell winds indeed. Well, apparently, and I will use elementalism to summon like little sparks of fire around the swirl around us. Apparently, I've been ere blessed.
Roll insight. You and whoever else is kind of watching and wary.
Oh, good, natural 20.
Peace to
Perfect. So that's a 27 on insight.
Awesome. Yeah, you know her well. And the look the expressions that pass quickly across her face as she sort of regains her composure. At first, it's a look that is less surprised than you would expect, having just summoned an element. And then a look of disagreement when you mention you might be ere blessed. You see her sort of almost like an expression of like, that might not be the case. And she says, Zata, these strangers you bring, you trust them, yes?
With my life, as they have many times before saved mine.
It appears you have much to tell me, and if you'll allow it, I would give you some news first and show you something.
Of course, whatever. Yeah, I'm always happy to hear anything my best friend has to tell me.
She bends to pick up that folio that she was writing in, this leather-bound sort of cord-tied notebook, and puts it into her satchel that she carries with her. And then she walks over to the cave wall and kind of stuffs it behind a stalactite, so sort of out of sight for safekeeping. And then she turns back and walks kind of quickly to the water and says, I do hope none of you are afraid of a bit of a chilly swim. And with like a mischievous smile at you all and like a twitch of the eyebrow, she starts like wading into the lake of the wellspring and eventually dives a few feet in, swims out a ways, comes up for a breath, and says, follow me down. Takes a big breath, and you see her disappear under the surface.
Well, there's always an adventure when she's around. I hope you guys don't mind a little bit of a swim. And then Zata will just jump on in.
Do you all follow?
And then he makes to make sure it's a big splash so it gets all over Seraphina. So she's already going to get wet.
Seraphina rolls her eyes exasperatedly. And she's going to prestidigitate the water to make it warmer for herself. And she will hold her nose and jump in.
Is this something we will have to go under the water to get to?
It appears so.
Yeah, so he's not so very good at swimming with his little hooves. So Bula's gonna take and kind of tie him to her and tell him to like hang on to her satchel so she can kind of drag him along.
You gotta do the parent thing, really, like grab onto your neck and just hold on to you.
Dolphin rides, yeah.
Yeah, dolphin rides.
She's just not even gonna let him try it by herself. It's not gonna end well. She's just gonna scoop him up and take him.
Eidos will cast Alter Self and give himself an aquatic adaptation, grow some gills.
Killian is like taking off his boots, and as everyone's going in, it's like, oh, we're just jumping in with all of our clothes on. Okay.
Seraphina's gown is just like slowly floating around
Killian will just like kind of
Okay,
pop
so I'm
off the
gonna
half
cast-
plate. or the half breastplate that he's on, and then jump in.
Marway.
I'm gonna cast Water Walk on myself because it does that. I can take a bonus action to pass into the liquid that I am walking across. So essentially, I'm just gonna be like underwater, walking across the underside of the water.
Nice. Holding on to Bula with straps. Okay. Yeah, and as you all sort of submerge yourselves under the water, some of you just holding your breath and others using your various abilities to help you breathe, you note that she swam a bit ahead and down deeper, and you see her sort of swimming down until she disappears into the water weeds at the bottom of the lake. And where you think there would be solid earth or mud, you see her feet just kick, and she disappears in the weeds. You're welcome to follow, and do you?
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll make sure to see everybody sees where I'm going. And just kind of wave down where I saw her go, and then go down too. And then look around and see if anybody's having trouble breathing or swimming.
Yeah, Zata, you would note it first as you're leading, and those of you after, except Seraphina, who has warmed the water around her. You would feel this like frigid, quite cold water, especially for like a desert lake. This is ground fed and it appears to be very naturally cold. However, you feel the water begin to warm as you swim down deeper and deeper toward that spot where she disappeared. And as you sort of follow that warmth, it gets warmer and then it turns to like bath water almost. And you see, once you break through those weeds, there's like a small tunnel underneath the water leading away. And as you swim through, it gets a little bit tight, especially for like Bula and Zata, but it remains pretty manageable. And as you all, those of you who are trying to hold your breath, you feel yourself start to hurt for air a little bit. The underground tunnel, you see light, and it opens above water level into a small pool in a second room. And you see, while the wellspring looked like a naturally occurring cave, this room appears to have been like carved into the earth by like humanoid hands. It's hexagonal in shape with strong angles. It has like inlets of air vents above, pocking the ceiling, and even like stone carved aqueducts flow from like the walls to different areas of this large room, feeding these like raised basins or bath-sized pools that just kind of remain naturally flowing. And Lindis has already surfaced and has walked sort of toward the center of the room and is standing next to one of 4 massive pillars, sort of supporting the ceiling of this underground cavern. And as she sees Zata surface, she gestures you over. And she's sort of like brushing more lichen off of this pillar.
Zata will get out and do the really good shake, get all his water off.
Seraphina's gonna surface from the water, along with Glitterbell. She's gonna start splashing Zata. And he's shaking off.
He's not even gonna notice. He'll just like continue on.
Zagger watches all this and gives you a chuckle, and she says, "I like these friends, Zata."
They are.
And then she kind of.
I was gonna say, yeah, they are good company, for the most part.
Glad you've found others who tolerate you, frankly.
It's a miracle, isn't it?
Her countenance goes a bit, yes. A blessing, truly. Then her countenance goes a little bit more serious as she looks up at this pillar and she sort of just has a paw resting sort of reverently on it. She starts to speak. Zagra came to me 8 days after we arrived in Thelt, bidding me follow her and don't ask questions until I see for myself. I know better than to question the shaman, so I came, even when she dove down into that blasted ice water. Once here, she told me she had come to the wellspring to pay for Ere for guidance about you, actually. Or at least to ask for a sign that you were alive and well. But Ere did not answer her. Instead, the water of the wellspring turned warm, and she followed that warmer water under the surface, finding this place. She said she needed my help uncovering and deciphering carvings, and I suppose she must have trusted me to be discreet. She sort of gestures around the room to spaces where they had indeed clearly been spending time carefully pulling ivy and scraping lichen off of moss on the floor and the wall and these pillars to reveal just a whole room full of these intricate, beautiful carvings of landscapes and animal herds and trees and, more than any other depiction, communities of Leonin. I would like Zata and anybody else who would like to sort of explore these carvings to roll a nature or a history check.
That's the same thing. Okay, 12.
At 12?
13 for history with Killian.
Serafina has a 16 for history.
Bula has an 8 for nature.
And Eidos has a 19 for history.
You said that was a 19?
Yes.
All right.
Staying college kids.
I'll describe what a lot of you see and notice about it first, and then I'll describe what Eidos knows about this. You see these carvings are extremely old, it's obvious, just by the amount of, like, plant growth and, like, wear that has happened in this room, just from the little bit of, like, moisture and air that flows down here. But nothing in here has been, like, destroyed by plant growth or erosion. Eidos, you would be able to sort of discern through your many travels and learning and education. This appears to be pre-Dionic War in age. You see, what you're actually seeing, there are 4 carved pillars supporting the room. They're each like almost like a statue in and of themselves of a separate massive figure. There's a great being of renewing flame and sun. There's like a free and ever-changing sort of being of wind. There's a being of like mountain and stone and fertile earth. And a being of cleansing ocean and rivers. All with these like, not humanoid, but sort of body language and expression of peace and gift-giving and balance. And from these pillars, all of the smaller carvings across the walls, the floor, the ceiling that branch off of them seem to like originate from these pillars. Some of these carvings turned in deference and joy toward the pillars. Some seem to be carrying like life-supporting elements and ability and knowledge across the world of Dion to share with others, continents and seas, making this like massive mosaic artwork of the world you live on. And this history that is being shown in like pictographs. From the earth that they helped build, the primordials, who you would assume these 4 pillars are representing, appear to have like sort of created the Leonin story, who appear to be one great tribe of all these different appearing lion folk. Some with like blanched out like snow white fur that's been painted, showing how to grow agriculture in places that seem to have barren earth. Some of them using water to transport much needed goods and people around the world, and trading and learning from each other. And there, in all of it, there seems to be this sort of depiction of giving back to the earth and ensuring that nature is respected and learned about across the continent. Zagra is sort of walking around the room with Zata as you take in all of these images. And as you're doing so, you hear water disturbed in the same sort of small pool that you all came up in here through. And you look over in time to see your mother emerging from the water, having just swum through.
Zata's gonna be kind of like questioning, kind of like thinking, is this a test from his mom? Was he trying to figure out the puzzle that he feels like his mom is trying to give him? And he's like looking to Lindis, trying to like see if she can give him like any hints or anything like that of like what's going on.
Sure. Lindis sort of like takes a step back and like looks at you to approach your mom. Go ahead and roll insight as you take in your mom's expression.
That will be a 23.
Wonderful. You see your mother is sort of looking longing in a way and holding back tears as she approaches you. You see this kind of like weight stoop her shoulders that you don't see her show very often, especially not in public. She says, I would have brought you straight here had it not been for the very public display of what you've come to learn, son. There's much you must know.
Yeah. About what necessarily that we're trying to tell me here?
She sort of turns from you to take in one of the pillars. She says, I was not angry at your departure, son. I was angry at myself for driving you to leave with the pressure to prove yourself, as was your father. And she doesn't seem to be able to really look at you as she admits all this. She says, I found this place shortly after you left and we returned here, and well, as you can see, it doesn't exactly align with my teachings and what was taught to me before and the history of our people as we know it. She kind of is at a loss for words as she continues looking around and trying to describe what she's feeling. I find myself torn between my love of Ere and, well, you can feel it. Maybe the feeling of truth in this room that is difficult to deny, especially after you've returned and commanded lightning from the sky itself. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Mother, yeah, venturing on to the other continent, I was met with a lot of resistance for worshipping Ere, and people came to me and questioned. But I stuck to my teachings and tried to teach them the ways that I see Ere and how we've seen Ere. But things just didn't get better. And, well, we went to a place of a lot of gathering of knowledge, where some records existed beyond the Dionic Wars before the time, and some of my friends here, the better scholars than me, found some information based off of what you say and what I've seen here, that our people used to be ones with the elements, and Ere imprisoned the elements and kind of usurped control. I didn't believe it at first, but I did seek out a seer of another god, and he took me back to a time before all this happened. And I saw it. I saw that what they say here is true, and, Ere did, as a victor does, get to choose what happens to the people they win against, and she chose to enslave the elements and, in turn, enslave us to her.
Your mother and Lindis sort of exchange a look, and before your mother can really think of how to respond, Lindis says, "Nothing is coincidental. Your departure, your mother and I finding this room, your ability and how you've returned. This is no accident." And your mother says, "I fear, however, what that questioning Ere would do to the tribe and our way of life. But I cannot deny any longer, Lindis, you may be correct in that. Zata, you may indeed be a herald of change for the Leonin, whether you are prepared to be or not.
No one's ever prepared for great change. It just kind of happens, Mom. It's kind of what I've seen with my friends here. Change kind of happens suddenly and not when you're expecting it. Not from somebody that thought they were living a good life and see the shadows of where they come from, what they're expected to be, or the person that lives in a land that is full of peace and that peace be taken away. Or maybe to somebody that's supposed to rule and doesn't know if they can rule because something happened to their family. Well, somebody that just is just as different from everybody else around them, but just as loyal. Or someone that has gone through a sundering of their own family. But change always happens. Doesn't necessarily let you decide when that's going to happen. Just does.
Your mom walks over to you and puts a paw on your cheek and runs a thumb down your fur. My son, you speak with a wisdom beyond your years and experience, and let us pray to, well, I don't know anymore, whomever listens, that is enough. This trial will still happen. What it means and what it will represent may be out of our hands completely. And you see your mom has been a little bit broken by this news and everything that she's seen and learned. Though not hopeless.
It's okay, Mom. It is hard to realize that a lot of things that you thought were true were not true. But if I can get through this, and then the person who taught me how to be this strong can get through this too.
So, without knowing what tomorrow brings for us, for the tribe, for your friends, we must prepare regardless.
Indeed we should.
She takes her cleric staff and swipes it at you.
Oh, God.
Roll
Okay.
dexterity.
Oh, dear. A dexterity saving throw or just a dex check?
Yeah, a saving throw.
That would be a 21.
21. She rolled an 18. So you managed to, as she swipes it, you managed to jump over it. And she says, "Good. Reflex is still strong. You need no goddess to win this battle."
Oh, why would I need a goddess when I have, you on my side? That's the only one I actually needed all along.
Lindis scoffs and said, "Wow, this is darling and really gives me a lot of good material to tell Lunas about later."
You don't have to do
truly
that.
Must. No, I really must. I have to. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to goes. Truly, we do need to train. So, let us swim back to the surface and begin.
Cool. Also, I guess proper introductions are also in order very quickly. These are my friends. We have Killian, the dad / leader of the group over here. Also, he's really good at making yurts. We have Seraphina Blackthorn of the Blackthorns. Very prestigious. Best person I know. I have Eidos. Eidos, I actually don't know your last name.
It's better this way.
Okay. It's just Eidos then. He's apparently a prince of some sort in the continent he is from. I have another prince here. We have this one who's called Maroway. Prince from the Fey Realm, it seems. And then we have Bula, his stalwart protector over here. And a very good friend and a connoisseur of good food.
I hear you make real good biscuits.
That I do. If Zata took anything from home, I'm a bit disappointed that that is what he tells people, but I'd be happy to offer you some.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
Well, as Linda says, you must work. You have but a few hours at this point to be prepared. Let us get to it.
Of course.
And pardon my intrusion, but what is this trial that Zata is going to be participating in? What does it entail?
Well, she looks at Zata and says, it's a simple trial by combat. It's one-on-one. It requires or allows for no allies or battle partners. And Zata will name his opponent. Before the battle begins, they will each select a weapon so that if they so choose. From there, it is those two in an arena with the tribe watching. And the arena is not so simple. It is simply, well, you'll see it tomorrow. Zata knows. But
a sight to behold.
regardless, it is he who yields or falls defers leadership of the tribe in a way to the winner. And the winner will prove themselves to be worthy of Ere, frankly. If not some other being of strength and moral compass. And he'll be granted a boon. Let's not consider what may happen should Zata fall.
Yeah, those are not heavy thoughts. Just better to think that I'm going to win.
Well, we've been traveling with Zata for a long time, and I've only seen him fall in combat a few times. So, he always springs back up.
At least I get back up again.
That's what's important. So, essentially, Zata, you must prepare your body, rest well, and see what tomorrow brings. Who do you plan to challenge, then?
Of course, the chief himself.
That is a choice. Lindis, scoffs. Are you sure?
If I want this to go the way I want it to, it's gotta be him. No one else can test if I can beat the strongest person I know that the entire tribe knows, then they'll have to see things my way.
Well, as you say, you left to prove that you had the strength to lead and protect this tribe, so I suppose there is no other option.
Not the one that I can see.
And Lindis just shakes her head, clearly at a loss for this decision. And she is the first to take off and dive back into the water to swim back across.
I think she'd give me some encouraging words or something, not, automatically just say, nope, that's not going to happen, as it just goes into the water, too.
You can tell that she's racing you, and that she got a head start. She's swimming much faster. Okay, if the rest of you follow, you come up on the other side. Lindis leads you all out of the cave. Zagra, Zata's mother, who sort of gives you all a bit of a conspiratorial nod before walking away and giving Zata a look of, go train, do your best.
All right, guys. So, who's ready to help me win a match that may probably depict the entire way my tribe is going to see things for the rest of their lives?
Me.
Oh, good. At least one person.
Help!
And what do you want us to do?
Well, got some sparring done, and Whatever you guys think is good, and we'll probably have to meet with our good old friend Archangel at some point. Probably tonight. That's also probably a good thing. And then, yeah, just, Bula and Killian, we can train fighting. And then Eidos and Serafina, they can probably try to give me some information knowledge. If they can, anything that they have up their sleeves. And then Marley, well, he's always good at looking at insight. Maybe he can figure out what's going to go happen and what's wrong. Well, you know, you can always summon Uthama, and Uthama can just yell at me at how I'm doing terrible at everything.
He's gonna pull a small vial filled with a liquid out of his bag and hold it out for Zata.
Yeah, so I'll take it. What's this?
It's a potion. It'll help you.
Oh, thank you, Marley. I will take it. Yeah, if anything
Make
you
sure
guys want to
drink
give.
it right before the fight.
Right, okay. Drink before the fight, but not during the fight. I'll do that, make sure I can prep that in there. No problem. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna do my best, but the chief is gonna be is the strongest for a reason. So it's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, nothing gained is easy, and nothing worth it is easy, right? That's how it is. So yeah, anything you guys want to help me with or go with, definitely don't think I'm gonna have Ari on my side for this one. So
You don't need her.
Oh wait, I know what you do need though. And Bula just opens up her bag of holding and she starts rummaging. She goes, "You need one of these," and she hands you like a sausage. And then she says, "And you probably need another one of these," and she hands you like a chicken leg. And she's like, "Oh, and maybe a little bit of sugar. That'll give you a good boost. Hang on." And she finds like a pastry of some sort from who knows where. Tosses that at you too. She goes, "You gotta be full and ready to go."
I agree. So yeah, I guess we'll try to go out and we'll run the moves through fighting, some spar fighting, maybe some good old naked fighting with Killian again. You know, just for good old time's sake.
I'm trying to make it as realistic as it is when you're going to be in the ring with this person.
There you go. Right.
All right, yeah, you guys go out and you just find like a spot in the sand that's nice and wide, about the size of Zata, you know the circle to be. And you guys go hand to hand. Zata, are you going to train with a weapon, or are you going to do it the way Zata does? Claw
The way
and
Zata
tooth.
does. Claw and tooth. Fang and tooth, always.
All right. In the interest of time, let's just have each of you roll a d20. It's not necessarily a contest so much as an outcome.
13 for Killian.
2.
A 13 and a 2. Okay. Killian, though you try your best, Zata seems, I mean, this is a lot of pressure. It doesn't seem that he's so much nervous as he's feeling just like the physical anxiety, knowing what's coming and what has occurred just in the last 12 hours, really. Zata, you find yourself doing your best. It's hard to focus. You're home. At one point, Lunas walks by, kind of gives you a sideways glance, and stops and watches for a bit. Trips you up a little.
As he approaches, Zata like takes a swing, misses Killian, and like Killian's using his saber at this point because Zata's got giant freaking claws, and I just got these old human hands here. So I like get out of the way of his attack, and then I like smack him on the butt with like the flat side of the blade. Now and I'll just yell at Zata, "Focus, Zata, focus!"
A roaring laugh before catching himself.
Yeah, it's been tough, you know, he's trying to focus as best he can, but he's got a lot going through his mind. A lot of stuff that can happen, what will happen. A lot of other unforeseen things that could be happening. So yeah, he's trying, but he's like you said, he's very unfocused, but not because of it's not lack of trying. It's just there's a lot going on right now.
You see Lunas sort of watching this and taking in your expression. And eventually he walks over and pulls out sort of like a wineskin, like a drinking pouch, and uncorks it and takes a swig himself and then hands it to Killian. Says, "Do you mind if I take over for a moment?"
Oh, by all means.
And offers you his drink. And steps into the ring. Stormmane.
There it is.
Just like old times?
Of course. Summer Main versus the Storm Main. Let's see who wins.
He unties his weapon belt and throws it outside of the ring. And says, "Tell your friends to watch closely then." As he gets down into sort of an attack position. And I'm going to have you go ahead and roll another d20 for me. You're welcome to add your wisdom bonus here, as Zata tries to keep it together.
Seraphina's watching very intently. She's locked in, like, watching this whole thing.
Seraphina, roll insight for me. Zata, what did you get?
I rolled a 3 plus 3, so that's a 6.
No, your dice rolls. You need to switch dice before this fight.
I've been switching between the two, man, and they're not doing good. I'm just gonna keep hoping.
Seraphina, what was that insight?
A 3.
Perfect.
You're, as much as you're trying, there is no sexual tension that Seraphina can see. You're like, are these brothers? Is that Zata's brother? The rest of you, the sexual tension is through the roof. Yeah, and
I'm
Zata, with
quickly
yours,
writing in my journal that wrestling is the way.
yeah, and a wrestling match this is. Two stronger, more lengthy linens you have never seen, and it is a dust wrestling match at one point. Zata, with that 6, same thing as when you were working with Killian, only now you're twice as distracted. And you're rusty. It's been a minute since you've trained with Lunas. You had all of his tricks down pat when you left, but he seems to have some new tricks up his sleeve out on you. And he pins you in due time, after toying with you a little, it seems.
Of course. Always got to show off, don't you?
And he stands up and sort of dusts himself off and offers a big paw to help you up. You aren't ready, my friend. What are you going to do?
I am going to go find a friend. His name is Archangel, and get roaring drunk, and hopefully that'll help.
Seraphina, roll another insight check for me.
Well,
Okay, now you're confused because the expression that crosses Lunas's face at that is, "Why are you not asking me to go get roaring drunk with you?" A little bit of jealousy, a little bit of FOMO. Well, I hope this friend is good company the night before battle. I suppose I'll do the same.
As always. Yeah, of course. He's been around a long time and knows a lot of people, and I guess we're kind of... I thought we were like work adjacent people, but apparently our friends here just think that he's our boss. I think we're more like work adjacent friends, but you know, similar goals and all that kind of stuff. You heavily implied that.
I did not. I never did. I never have.
So if he's your work adjacent friend, what does that make myself, for example?
My good childhood friend, one of my best friends. I mean, pretty much the closest person next to me next to Lindis, obviously.
That's right. Good. Just making sure we were still such.
Of course, it's
Next
not
time
gonna
you leave the
change.
tribe, though, without telling me, I will have to beat you into the dirt again. Lovingly, of course.
Of course, like that's never going to stop you the first time. Me leaving doesn't
Ha.
change the fact that that's always going to happen regardless, but yeah, okay.
I'll hunt you down next time.
I'd like to
How
see you
about
try. You may get me on that, but in terms of survival on the plains, I'm better than you. Better than you.
And the rest of you just watching these two. Are they flirting? Are they arguing? Are they angry?
Killian's gonna lean
Are
over
they
to
friends?
Killian leans over to Eidos like, what is going on here?
There's like a lot of posturing happening. Luna sort of just like stares off toward the longhouse and he says, well, I think it's time I supped and turned in for the night. You ought to do the same, though I see, and he sees Bula like handing you over all the food that she had handed you earlier. Before you
She's like kind of trying to put it like in his mouth. She's like, you need
She's
to
just
eat.
doing that thing, doing that thing where you just take it and just like hold it in and just grab another one. Just kind of
Piling up in your arm.
Yeah, just
You won't have any strength if you don't eat. She's just like fussing the whole time.
She's right. We must have the calories if we're going to run the race.
Of course,
Alright.
like I said, I'll see you later, Lunas, and I don't know. I guess if I win the fight against the chief, does that make you the strongest person, or am I the strongest person?
I suppose if we were talking technicalities, I've never beaten the chief in combat, but that doesn't mean I can't try once you're finished with him, huh?
I'd like to see you try. But I think I'd bet on you.
Thank you. Salve to my wound. Well. See you at sunrise. And he takes off toward the longhouse to get some dinner.
All right, who wants to go get shit faced?
You really think
Why
that's a
would you-
Sure.
On
good
your
idea?
face.
I mean, me, of course, but are you sure you don't want to invite Lunas along?
Going to go do a work thing, right? Kind of thing. I don't want Lunas to get involved with everything that we necessarily just we'll be talking about. He doesn't know anything about the problem with area. I don't want to draw him into it just yet.
I more meant the rip-roaring drunk part than the Archangel part.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's probably best if I do that after I win with him. Tonight's tonight with us.
I can
The new
understand.
friends, not the old. I can always do that later.
Well, then let's get a drink.
Now we're talking. I will take him to the best place I know to drink, and probably a spot that I think that Archangel would go to. Probably not very many places to go, but somewhere.
Yeah, in this community, when the tribes are all gathered here in Thelt, much of the drinking and nightlife happens outside under the sky. Not a lot of the buildings are made for like indoor dining or even like as inns necessarily. It's just come, set up camp, find a bed where you can. But you move around and you find a community of kobolds that your friend who led you all here with the horses is a part of. And they seem to be serving up some absolutely delicious hot whiskey, just like fire-breathing kind of alcohol, along with a good assortment of very spicy different foods and desert fruits.
Yeah, this time Zata's the one's like, "Oh, you gotta try this." Oh, Bula, this is the next one you need to try, and don't mix those two. Those don't go really well together. But like those two, perfect.
He's just like in heaven right now with the whiskey and the spicy food, and like this is everything that she loves.
Yeah, and you all managed to collect your dinner, and as I said, it's not a big open. And from there, you are able to sort of go out into the night and find where essentially like a bunch of benches and a few low sort of out in the grassier field. And people are eating and socializing, and there's people like just sparring for fun, and little kids running around and playing Dragon Chaser and all these different things. And you all sit down for your meal and it's not long into your food. Most of you have finished eating, except for Bula, who continues, I'm sure. When the crowd is getting a little bit more quiet, a little bit more subdued, finally, and a lot of you just sort of feel the presence before you see him, as sort of like out of darkness itself, on the bench just down from you, sitting next to Killian on one side and next to Seraphina on the other. Koshchar, aka Archangel, next to Killian, appears, and Yurika Felshade herself, Dark Down, plops down next to Seraphina and immediately starts giving Glitterbell big scritches. Koshchar says, "And for what do you summon us here? After so long?"
Well,
Straight to
wasn't
business,
seeing
lays in on the
my
table.
isn't seeing my beautiful face just the good thing? Well, yeah, I mean, seeing yours is also really nice, but no, we've had some difficulties trying to collect some of the artifacts. We've tracked it down here on the continent, but it's surrounded by this, oh, I don't know, these woods that seem to suck people and make them change their faith, and they go missing and stuff. And I was wondering if you knew anything about that, since you've existed for a long period of time.
Yurika and Koshchar sort of give each other a look, and Yurika gestures to Seraphina's drink. Like, can I? And looking at her now that the sort of darkness of illusion that they've let sort of scatter, Yurika's eyes, last you saw her, she was looking human again. She had broken her sort of Nothic curse. But since then, her eyes, which are blind, you see that she's looking at you, but her eyes have tripled in size within her skull. Still a humanoid face, still a humanoid body, massive, glowing green eyes still stare out at you. As she gestures for your drink.
Yeah, Seraphina, I think when she sees Yurika, there's still a part of her that kind of still sees her just as Dark Down. And so, yeah, she'll like gingerly hand over her drink and like start like brushing, like petting her hair and like start like braiding it. And be like, your eyes are so pretty now.
Says, I have been using a bit of my Nothic true sight, and it appears, according to Koshchar at least, the more I do so, the more I resemble who I was, and the harder it is, I think, to tell the difference between what is and what isn't. Beautiful I may be, I hope that that is the truth. And she, like, turns her eyes to you finally and just, like, stares right through you. And says,
Yeah.
You meant it. Fine. Thank you.
Yes, I think this change is very becoming. And she'll just continue, like, brushing and braiding her hair.
Koshchar says, tell me more about this the artifacts that you believe may be of import. And then I will tell you what I know.
Oh. Let's talk to one of the scholars. Ito scouts this, right?
I mean, you probably know as much as we do, Koshar. We're in the business together, no? Basically, we
Have
have a
you-
lead on one of the relics, and we think that it's in the Undying Woods. Is that correct, Killian?
Yes. Yeah. The
Yes,
Undying
yeah.
Woods.
And that is what brought you here to this continent.
Yeah, but just trying to get tabs on them all, and this is one of the last ones.
Well,
And
we
you what? Needed our help to retrieve it?
Oh,
Well,
I don't need
Nope.
your help. I'm sure we've got it down pat. But if you happen to have some information about the mysterious woods and the best way to traverse it, then it would be nice information to know. If you don't know, then we'll just continue being successful as we always were.
Well, perhaps we should take a walk and have a conversation about what Dark Down and I have been up to these days. And then I can hear more about what you have discovered.
oh, yeah. Also, there's a place that like they try to take over like Seraphina's place, and they were talking about some like underwater god. I don't know if you know anything about that. About some seals trying to awaken it or release it, and there was this shadow person who almost killed me, and then like she ran into the water, but she could like doppelgang and like transform herself into another person and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy. Don't know if you know anything about that one.
Yurka says, if I had known you were up against a doppelganger, I probably could have been of a bit of use, but we shall hear more. But perhaps somewhere more private as she looks around at the crowd that she's hearing around you.
They're Leland. They're fine.
If you think that Oren's influence does not reach here, I suppose I must trust your judgment. And he seems to like be weighing what he can say in mixed company about what they've been doing.
No.
He says, you know of my patron of the Hells, yes?
Mm-hmm. We're familiar.
Yurika and I have been accessing his network, if you will. Those like me. Though no one is like me, of course. And we have possibly discovered a bit more about what you call this union.
Ah, yes, the Union. We do know about the Union.
Though not a laughing matter, yes, the union. We have been accessing the eyes of my patron, and there are a group calling themselves the Unyielding, preaching in the streets across the northwestern continent, saying that the true emperor will soon return. And if that is not concerning enough, my spies have revealed even more troubling news out of the Oran Empire. Princess Cheresa of the Drow has indeed left the Oranese capital city, Selsayaila, and was last spotted in Provos, and he kind of gives Ados a pointed look. There she spent only 2 nights before continuing north, during which time she and Lord Velkir Nawat were overheard by a maid exchanging tense words about loyalty. Her unexplained absence has created much political unrest in the capital, with confidence in the Drow princess dwindling. So I give you some information, you give me some now, yes?
Anything you want?
What would you like to know?
Who holds this artifact that you believe is in the Undying? What have you
Yuan-ti.
learned about it? The Yuan-ti.
I think so. That's what we're thinking, like, right, guys? It's the Yuan-ti that have it. Yeah.
I believe so. Oh, or was it that the artifact was gifted to the Yuan-ti and it now resides in the Undying Wood? Do we think they're
Something
in it?
along those lines? Maybe?
Something. Yeah. We're
Something
still
around
in
there.
the discovery
So
phase,
it-
if you will.
So it may yet be undiscovered, and therefore the taking.
Right. In the woods that no one can go in like more than 20 feet without getting lost forever.
Therefore, the taking and under intense security.
But I do believe we have proven that intense security or no, if something's up for the taking, we will be the takers.
Yeah, I mean we got the whip so far. Killian whips
Yeah.
people all the time.
This is true. Well then, I don't see why you wasted time coming here to the other side of the... calling me in, when it is right there for you to go and take. What do you need me for?
Do you know anything about the Undying Woods, or what it was before the Undying Woods, and why is it so super spooky?
In my time, it was indeed home to Yuan-ti and other tribes and peoples. Many peoples, actually, if I remember right, but it was that truly ruled the land back then. Though, of course, I am not from here. I've heard stories and met people back in those old times, and... well, I do not know exactly what happened, say, but I have not in a eon met anybody from there.
All right. Also, side note, I'm probably gonna have to share this with the group. So I'm gonna have to share this with the group of people here. So do you guys? I'm doing a trial by combat tomorrow. So if I win, I get to kind of state how the things are going to be, or a change that will happen with my tribe. We have discovered that Area kind of enslaved the primordials, and I'm kind of blessed by them, probably. And so the thing is, when I win, I am going to have the tribe renounce Area. No big deal. So, that's going to be kind of a thing, but also, beating the chief kind of puts me in line for being next chief. Kind of a thing that happens. I'm not 100% ready for that responsibility yet. I'm still fairly young, and I still think fairly inexperienced. And well, guys, I might need to take a sabbatical, maybe. And I was thinking about, getting a few of my pack mates, my people, and have them start to learn what the world is kind of like. And was thinking that maybe we could follow you for a little bit, Archangel. Get more use of the world outside with my people, me leading them, and kind of, I don't know, be kind of a person you can use for reconnaissance or stealth or killing. Anything that you need done, we can do it. But in return, you teach us about more of the world and what you know about Area.
Goes Charlene's back and sort of glances over to Yurika and says, "What do you think, Seer?" And she gives sort of a nod of confirmation after watching you say all this. You speak true. You want to turn your whole community against Ere. This is not an easy task, but...
No. I want to give them
One
the
that-
choice to turn from her. I will give them the information. I will present them as such, and then I will give them the choice to either accept what she has done or to continue believing in what they believe. But I want them to have the choice, not forced into worshipping Ere as we have been, not without the full information. And I need more information. There's a lot of people. My tribe is stubborn, but I want to try to reclaim our history, and we've seen some of it with some stone carvings and stuff like that with the primordials. I want us to get back to those types of people, ones that helped around and showed the balance of nature. And I don't know even if you were around that time when we were like that, this pre-Dionic War, or if you knew that we were like that in the first place.
I did not have this information, and it has always been the way it is with the Leonin and the tribes of the East. However, let me ask you this, Domain and allies. What allies have you made? When we talk about our goals here, my goals, protecting this world from Orin and the other gods, this is no easy task I ask of you, and that I continue to ask of you. Collecting these artifacts, while important, is not the final goal. And if indeed Orin has re-risen and is regaining power, we will need power of our... Have you been successful in finding allies for our cause? And would your tribe, were things to go your way, be a powerful ally against him?
If I win tomorrow's combat, I can force them into helping if needed. I would like to offer them the chance to, but if needed, if I think it is dire enough, which I think it is, I would force our tribe to do it, and I think I could start rallying the other Linolin around this. It would just take time, which we might have to stay here for a little bit and allow me time to kind of pull the tribes together. Maybe I can figure it out. If I had my mother and my tribe, we are one of the stronger tribes. I think if I work, maybe not with my fists, but more with my words, I might be able to convince everybody to go and become part of an alliance of some sort, maybe, or a greater tribe together, and we would be able to... We're free people, and we don't want to be enslaved, and that's kind of why this thing with Ere is so appalling. We are a free people, and we respect the land, and we would demand respect from it. We wish to be treated as equals, and we fight for where we belong. And if people seek to shackle us, I believe I can rally our people around that idea of not to be shackled, and then you can use us against the fight that is upcoming. I mean, in terms of other people, I mean, like Killian has the Protectorate, and we have the Black Thorns that we did help out. I'm sure that they can call upon them if needed.
All of Nordistan and the Triumvirate Navy.
Yeah, right. And all you have to do is just put, Eidos on his throne, and then you got, that problem dealt with.
No. But we do have the army of what was it? Devils, demons, or something.
We do.
That
We are
could be
commanders.
helpful.
Yeah, we are commanders of a demon army now.
Now that I think about it, we're pretty powerful.
You all have been quite busy, Eureka sort of cuts in. This is better news than we expected, yes, Kochar? Kochar, and he sort of gives her a gruff nod. He seems a little bit less impressed. Still surprised at what you've accomplished in a short time.
Here's your army,
This
huh?
could be... This could be something that turns the tide. Ere would not expect it of the Leonin to switch alliance. I fear... Dark down! Sorry.
Seraphina looks delighted.
Dark down. This changes much. And Koshar says, we're planning on heading to the northwestern continent from here, hoping to find out where Orin himself is hiding. However, I do not want to bring the Mesa Vest so close to his empire, so your call was fortuitous at best. If we shall walk this path, and you are successful in turning at least some of the tribe to our cause, you may travel with us from here, and we shall leave the mace with your friends for safekeeping until we may reunite again.
If we do it right, I think I convince my mother and the chief to start also getting other linen on our side. Start, like I said, try to get a greater alliance. And like you said, if Ere would not expect all her devout followers in this continent to suddenly not want to do anything with her again, I think that would be pretty great. I mean, well, all she would have left are the orcs, right?
Yurka says, yes, it would make the balance a bit less dire, I do believe. If you're all successful finding this artifact in the Undying Wood, you must travel west. Your next goal should be finding out if you can take either the crown of Bathian from Cheresa or the armor of Ere from the earth, if you so dare. If Orin resurfaces to reclaim those items, we will hide out with you, Zata, and who you on that continent nearby, and learn what we can until you arrive. If you all are brave enough to continue to walk this path with us.
Well, we've made it this far, and we're certainly not going to stop now. If Zata is brave enough to take hold of his tribe and the surrounding tribes, then we're brave enough to continue our mission.
Are we going to change their alliance?
Very good, Seraphina. I hope that was worth it.
That's gonna be the alliance's name. That's what it's gonna be.
The Alliance.
Those charges.
We are the Alliance.
We are the alliance.
1,000 years old, and this is what I have. The gods tell jokes, yes. Yurika's like...
Seraphina brushes harder.
Sorry, that was funny, huh? Well then, tomorrow is of great import. And, Koshar says, I suppose we will know tomorrow what the sun will bring. Good luck with your trial.
Oh, you're not going to stay the night, partake with us for the night?
Yurika seems to nod a little bit like she wants to, but Koshar small head shake. We have dallied enough, waiting and traveling here.
All the more reason
We will stay to see your trial tomorrow and to leave with you if you are ready afterwards.
Of course.
But drinking with you we will not do.
And here I was thinking I would get a private audience with our benefactor. That's too bad.
Roll insight.
Killing's gonna lean over to Eidos and be like, "What is going on here?"
He's much more confident with this one than the one he actually wants, or this one and not the other? I don't know.
24.
24.
Well, 17.
Let me ask this: are you openly flirting? Is that what's happening here?
This is openly flirting.
Okay.
Because he thinks he has no chance with Ludus, so he's shooting a shot here.
There it is. Yeah.
This is a crotchety old man trapped in a sexy young tiefling body.
Perfect.
And he seems to very, very briefly weigh the possibility of romance even being an option in his life, and seems to shake it off as Yurika, like, coughs into her drink without drinking it, like, trying not to, like, look anywhere with her all-seeing eyes. And she sort of gives you a look, Zata, of, like, I've tried, not happening. And Koschar just, like, stands up, like, pushes the bench he's on back and just says, Yurika, we go to bed now. We have much to do. And, like, quickly walks away.
Before they leave, Seraphina's gonna give Yurika one last prestidigitation. She doesn't need it, but just for old time's sake.
You have brushed her hair. It is so shiny. Her big ol' eyes, like, eyelashes curl a little bit. Her really long eyelash on these eyes that are 3 times, and this, like, blind green color. Just, like, shine a little bit as you cast this, like, old familiar spell on. She says, it was good to see you all again. I hope to cross paths with you soon. I miss you all. Sorry. Down. You hear her just, like, sort of down. No, shh, stop. As, like, Leon and watch her walk past. And as they leave you all there sitting, reeling a bit from that strange conversation, let's go ahead and take a very quick 10-minute break. So we will be back at 5 to the hour, so about 9:55 Central. No, sorry, 9:55 Eastern, 8:55 Central. We'll be back. Stick around. Welcome back, gang. Let's get right on into this. Okay, so before we went on break, this group was preparing for Zata's trial by combat, his mother having claimed he is Ere blessed in public. So he has got to prove whether he has the strength, courage, the mental fortitude to beat his chosen combatant and make some future decisions. The entire religious well-being of his tribe, really.
Little stuff.
Little things, yeah, just like small bits of character development here. So,
Yeah.
as we return, you all have gone to bed. You woken up the next morning. Some of you sleeping better than others, but Zata managing to find a good night of rest, and feeling that though he was a bit unfocused and trying to get his feet under him emotionally, spiritually, the day before, he has managed to sort of hype himself up enough that today he awakens having leveled up overnight separately from the rest of his gang, as he has learned what he has in that grotto about spending time with Lunas and Lindis and even Archangel and the reappearance of Yurika Felshade, aka Dark Down, all sort of working as encouragement and spiritual guidance for him as he walks into today's battle. So as you all wake up, first of all, did we all just like, this is a community where people sleep in tents or in piles on the floor inside a longhouse. Where did we sleep the night before, and how do we find you upon waking? I'll let you each tell me.
Maraway is definitely tent because I don't want my nighttime laser show nightmare get the attention of all of these Leonin. So we're definitely gonna hide these nightmares in a tent.
And of course, Bula's just going to be waiting outside. She's going to be kind of protecting the door and making sure that just in case some of those laser light shows do decide to peek through the tent, that nobody's going to bug him. Nobody's going to bother him or wake him up.
Killian spent majority of the night being a major buzzkill for Zata. Because every time Zata wanted to drink, Killian would go and get the drink for him, but he would cast Purify food and drink on the drink to remove the alcohol. So it was just, you just got the taste, but no alcohol, because, he knows that this is a big deal and he needs to be sober for this. So Killian will probably wake up probably in a bedroll or something like that, anywhere that was in Zata's vicinity, wherever he ended up crashing for the night.
And I think that Eidos maybe drank Zata's share, and after stumbling back, kind of pinned up his tent halfway onto Serafina's yurt, just because he was too lazy to actually set it up, so it's kind of a lean-to at the moment. But enough coverage that he doesn't have anybody peeking in on him in his drunken slumber.
Serafina will obviously spend the night in her yurt, and she'll be cuddling Glitterbell the whole night, channeling all her mom energy that she had with Darkdown, petting Glitterbell the whole night.
Big mom energy.
Zata's probably gonna just keep drinking, just hoping. He's like, man, I'm not getting anything from this. Like, my nerves are shot. So he'll try to get some sleep. Just out in the open, knowing that Killian is probably nearby, and also trying to be within like the range of everybody, and getting super not excited about what he has to do next, but he's got to do it.
Is this the day of the tournament? Okay.
Yes.
Serafina, she is going to emerge from her yurt, and she is in her Luminara cheerleading costume, and she is ready to cheer on Zata for the day.
Ooh.
She's got pom-poms, and Glitterbell has a pom in her mouth. They come out.
She doesn't want anybody to notice.
I'm not
But it
saying
is
that's going
just
to be
a
a
little
requested
bit
art,
for
but
I will absolutely be drawing that for your next. I will be in your cheerleader uniform.
Yeah, I think Eidos lifts a flap from his lean-to tent, sees her doing that, and says, "I can't believe you kept that."
Of course I did.
Immediately closes the flap.
The highest ponytail. Very bubbly. Incredible. Yeah, Zata, that is what you awaken to. Sarah, you've never seen her up this early. Nonetheless, up and ready for the day. But boy, does that effervescence just like explode across the plains. All right. What last minute preparations would you like to make? You know where the arena is. You know what time this is going to start at high noon. What's your plan?
Killian wants to take Zata aside for a private moment, if he can find it, in this crazy city where everyone's just chilling everywhere.
Sure, easily done.
So
I think you find Zata during his workout, his normal morning warm up.
Mm-hmm. And Killian's gonna, kind of bring Zata to the side, just kind of have hand on his shoulder, and say, "So, today's the day. How are you feeling?"
Like I could take on a chief, no problem.
Yeah, I can't help but feel a little bit of hesitation in your voice, Zata.
I mean, think about fighting the person you probably looked up, and idolized like your entire life, and then thinking you're going to have to beat the shit out of that guy. So not great.
Yeah, a little bit intimidating, and needless to say, I noticed you were a little bit off yesterday during training. Can't be having that today, Zata. Not with everything that's at stake.
Yep. Just pre-game jitters, all that good stuff. When it really counts, I'll be heading the game, fully into it. Zata's like ears are like flicking rapidly back and forth. His tail is like twitching. Like, no problem.
Well, I know that you have a lot of things to consider in the future, but you need to focus on the now. You need to focus on the fight that's ahead of you. And I know from seeing you in countless battles, Zata, that is where you truly shine. So don't worry about everything that's to come. Focus on what you need to do now. And I know you can win.
Yeah, of course. Easy. No problem. Got this in the bag.
And with that little pep talk, Gillian will grant Zata 12 temporary hit points from Inspiring Leader.
Oh, so inspired.
Now,
Yeah,
Get out
Killian
there.
mentioning that where you shine and what you've done so far with your abilities. It really does get you thinking to all the battles you fought, all the way back to Go-Go and Petunia, the two flail snails, to fighting literal devils, to beating those two sandworms just the day before. You do feel a sense of confidence start to take hold.
And I have one more thing for you, Zata. Just a little trinket I picked up a while ago for you. And Gillian will bring out a leather little cuff, and it's got engraved in it the symbol of Oasis, which is two hands kind of forming like this. And he says, I picked this up a while ago for you, and I want you to hold on to it. And I know you said that you want to travel with Archangel, but I just want you to know that I consider you a part of my family. And as long as you keep this close with you, I'll always be with you.
Of course, Killian. I don't, mean to just leave the group so abruptly. It's just, I've grown to know that I don't know a lot on this world, and I kind of need time to figure it out. And my people are very important, just as your family probably is very important to you. I need to kind of get them through this transitional period if I win. I mean, if I don't win, I'll be dead, so there's not really a problem there, right? But yeah, I need to get that done. But of course, you are, my brother in arms, but also a brother I look upon, and someone that helped me started to open my eyes to what it means to serve a community and think just beyond the expectations of what you've been given.
Well, my friend, I can't wait to see you weave your mastery of the elements in the ring today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch him really hard until he stops moving.
Now that's the Zata I know.
That's what.
And this little leather cuff is meant to be worn on your tail.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Put a little cuff on my tail.
Very cool.
And I think at that point,
And are we currently at the arena, before he goes out? Is that where we are?
Yeah, I would take you probably to there.
Yeah, I think you're on your way, sort of walking toward the arena. So Zata can show you what it looks like.
So I think at that point, Zata would hear just his name being called loudly. Just Bula's got a whole handful of stuff, right? Zata! where is that fluffy ass little cat? Come on now. And she's just like looking, can't find him, finally finds him. There you are. Listen, you don't have that much time before the fight, and I guarantee you have not had breakfast. And if you have, you've only had one breakfast, and that is not enough. You've got to have another one. And so she just starts, she like sneaks a sausage into her own mouth, and then she starts shoving some sausage and some egg in yours. There's some vegetables, and she's like, no, not that. That's for Maraway. I'll get him in a minute. And then she says, Killian, you probably need to eat too. And she just like flings some like floppy bacon towards your face. And then she's just like stuffing food in Zata's face, and she says, how do you feel? Are you full? You need to be more full. If you don't have food, you don't have energy.
You eat all of the food she offers.
Yeah, he's just kind of like stunned at like all the food that he's been given. He's like, I don't know if I could fit this much in my body. Like, that's a lot of food, Buddha. I don't even know where half of it goes with you. I'll eat, but I don't think I can eat like 5 meals in one person.
Oh, you are a big cat, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, like half of this is for me anyways, but I do need to make sure you get full as well.
Right, of course. Yeah, I'll definitely have some of my favorite foods here. He's kind of like picks through it, finding like his more favorite of the meals, and then like gets that while, not anything that he's like, it's pretty good or not like something he likes, he'll just give it to Bula. Be like, oh no, here you go.
She's like, sticks it in. She says, I don't like the fact that we can't be in there with you, because, I'm most of the time I just tell you got my axe, but I don't even know if you could pick my axe up without me around.
Probably it would be difficult, but just being there is enough for now. Sometimes you have to do certain fights on your own. I'm sure you understand that.
I do. I've had to have my own fights on my own, but that doesn't mean that I liked it.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
I guess making sure that you're full and have some energy is the best I can do for you right now.
I appreciate that.
And also, don't let your mama go before she tells me how to make those biscuits. I'm just saying, don't forget. I know there's other more important stuff going on.
I'm surprised that's like the thing I told you about my mother is like I told you like how she's a very strong woman, very shaman of things. But I tell you one time about biscuits, and the fixation on it is laser.
I know lots of real strong women, but biscuits are special. And she just kind of turns around and she starts making sure that Maraway's eating and all that kind of stuff. And she's eating most of it.
Yeah, I think you've definitely found Maraway like a handful of Zagra's biscuits that she made for you all this morning.
She's like, 1 for you, 3 for me. Just scarfing them down. And she kind of just wanders off, just gives Zata a big pat on the back as she goes.
As Bula's away, I think Maraway's gonna hang back for just a moment. Because I think he kind of wants to talk to Zata just a little bit. I think he'll Zata, I wanted to apologize to you. I judged you very recently. I had believed that you had gone back to Ere, and I didn't give you time to explain, and I wanted to apologize.
It's okay, Maraway. I mean, it's how I gave off the feeling. I didn't want people to be aware of what I was about to do, so, if I could convince you, one of my closest friends, then I'd probably convince the entire tribe that what I was about to do. So don't feel bad. I was going for deception. I know that's not one of your fortes, but I found that there's not any other way I could really think of doing what I need to do without a small little lie.
It is true. I still have difficulty with the lying, but I even though you say it's okay, I just want you to know that I am sorry. And
I'll
that
accept
today
your
you,
apology.
as little as it may be, you will have the full blessings of Shank's sanctuary upon you during this fight.
Of course.
And don't
Well,
forget to drink that potion I gave you. I made it myself.
I will
Pretty
definitely do
yummy.
that. But I will say, for if you want to make it up to me, when the time comes and you have to go to your realm, make sure you call me.
I think hearing that, Marway is going to pull out one of the seeds that grows his mother's flowers, and with Druid Crafts to be a very large calendula, and pass it over. Just hold on to this. Wait for
Well.
you if you ever need.
If you ever need me, you know how to get a hold of me. And like I said, and I told you before, if you have a hard time doing something, be a blade if you need it.
I'd appreciate that. More than I
course.
once did.
Of course. You taught me a lot, Morroway. And sometimes, like you said, I think that you're also right. Sometimes peace is necessary, but I still think that sometimes war is necessary. I think it's kind of I think I'm coming to learn that a lot of things are balanced. Kind of a weird thing for me. But, whatever. The growing, personal growth, all that nonsense. We do it.
Well, I will let you get back to your thoughts before you get too mushy in your head.
Of course. And, Morroway, you've grown a lot, and, you're doing alright.
Thank you. It means a great deal to have such a strong warrior telling me that I'm getting bigger. And he's gonna flex, but it's his little noodle arms.
Keep at it.
Alright, well, good luck. Not that I think you need it.
Never hurts.
And Marley's gonna make his way to catch back up to Bula.
And seeing that Marlowe is walking away, Eidos will take his turn to talk to Zata and put his arm around his shoulders and say, "Are you think you're ready?"
Do you want the confident answer or the actual answer?
Let's take the confident answer. Don't you show your cards to anybody.
Right, I am ready to do this full in, no problem.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, and just remember that our party has only been as strong as you ever were, and you have everything it takes to take down any enemy you've set your mind to. Seen you do it 1,000 times, and I'm sure you'll do it 1,000 more. That being said, I do, and he will look conspiratorially around. I do have some performance-enhancing spells. Do you think that anybody would notice?
No, I don't. We're not really big practitioners of magic, other than our shamans and stuff like that. Maybe that'll change. Maybe you can come by and teach some of the Linolins some magic.
Oh, I would love to.
Chance.
That sounds splendid. Well, don't tell them about it before the fight.
Of course.
You've done well, Zata, and I'm sure that you will continue to do well.
I will try my best. I'll do what I can for my people, most of all. That's kind of the main thing here. Your friendship is very much appreciated. And, yeah, I think, things were different. I would like to get know you a lot better and try to help you with the things that you have problems with.
A confident man never shows all his cards. So, though I say I have no issues that I need help with, a little help from a friend I never knew I could have, besides Seraphina. And, seeing Seraphina in her outfit again, he'll kind of shudder. Well, it's nice to have made a friend, and I do consider you a friend. So thank you, Zata, for everything you've done for me.
Everything for, that you've done for me too. I hope that we can talk again afterwards. Like I said, I hope I can see you around, maybe again teaching seeing if any of these little in out here, or maybe mini sorcerers, and they don't even know it yet.
There's only one way to find out, and that's in the classroom. Of course, that's my motto, I guess. Now.
Now.
But I'd love to teach.
Sounds good. I will expect you then to come back, stay here for a while. Maybe I'll get you a nice little tent that you can have. Something a little more lavish than you're expecting. So you can tell we don't really care for privacy too much.
Yeah, and at that, Eidos will reach up and put a hand on the side of Zata's face and say, I'll take a yurt.
Guess I'll have to get Killian involved.
Yeah. And at that, Eidos will reach up, give Zata a kiss on the cheek, and say, good luck out there. You don't need it.
Thanks.
And he'll walk away.
Alright. At this point, you see over the roofs of all of these different huts and longhouses of Thelt, rising out of the desert sand, this massive circular arena. Sandstone walls built around it that you can't quite see through until you walk one of the two dark tunnels leading inside. Zata, you've seen this place before. No one else would have. It would appear as you come out into the sunlight again, the ground, which almost looks like ice that has crusted over the sand, creates a massive crater where it would appear something has melted the sand of the desert into glass with the heat of explosion, as whatever created this old ancient crater solidified the ground in this area and the built around it. So it's not an especially steep or especially deep crater, but it is large. And you see that they have built up these different stands of rocks around it for viewers, and the arena remains empty to the point where the wind just sort of echoes through those tunnels to the inside. And you are faced with what may be a very important battleground to Zata. And the sun rises ever higher, and you have just the crowd of the Redmane tribe and whoever else in Thelt occasion will be trickling in soon. So any last minute blessings or preparations that anybody wants to do, now would be the time. As you can hear the crowd starting to gather outside.
Gonna pop that potion.
Yeah, you pull the potion out and you see that written in very, very bad common, completely misspelled. It does say potion of invulnerability. So you will have resistance to all damage.
Oh shit.
That is a big boon.
I know. And I think Maros, before Zata starts heading out and he gives them his final blessings, he says, Zata, do not forget who you are out there. You are Zata Stormbane, champion of flowers, steward of Elendriel, protector of the realm, commander of the Sixth Inferno, and the friend of the sanctuary. There is nothing you can't conquer if you put your mind to it.
And Bula adds, yeah. And you're also a protector. And that's what we do.
And the kitty cat.
A protector and a kitty cat.
Still lying. Literally a Linolin.
And I'm going to give him Bless, as well as Bula and probably Seraphina. And I'm also going to be bestowing sanctuary upon him, just in case he does not get the first initiative.
Helion will, clasp Zata on the back and just say, "You got this, Zata. We know you do." And he'll cast Warding Bond on Zata. He already has basically resistance to everything from the invulnerability, but you will also get +1 to your AC and all your saving throws. And then any damage you actually do take, I believe half of that goes to me. Or that damage goes to me as well.
Okay.
Before Zata goes out, Seraphine is just stretching and getting ready for her performance.
Zata's gonna look over at Eidos and be like, "What is that? What is that?"
Are you ready? Okay.
Eidos does one of these and shakes his head, and then points at Zata and casts haste. So now, yeah, now your speed is doubled. Now you're super fast. +2
fast.
bonus to armor class, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an additional action.
Feet kitty.
And
These are real nice.
And Zata, what Seraphine is doing is her traditional tribal dance. That's what she's doing.
I didn't know humans did that. I mean, fantastic. It's just great. I can definitely see ceremonial. Rose. Definitely not something you wear every day, but it is very what's the word I'm looking for? Gaudy isn't the right word.
Ridiculous.
That's a word. But it's a customary rose. You got to be nice about it, Bula. It's
Oh.
magnificent. It's very like a peacock, showing off all those bright feathers.
Seraphine's gonna like shake her pom poms.
Just like that.
Okay, the arena has started to fill with people. You see at the end of the tunnel that you've entered, the elders of the tribe approach. And Zata, you can give your group one last nod as they are given leave to leave the arena.
Yep.
All right. The elders approach you, and Beos asks, "It is time. Who do you challenge today?"
Chief himself.
Respectable, commendable, even. And he sort of turns toward the crowd and points a pawed finger at the chief and gestures him down, and the chief appears not surprised and gives you a look as he, from the crowd, as he scooches past people as they work their way in, and he makes his way down into the arena. And you soon see him emerge from his tunnel, holding his long spear, and gives you a respectful nod as the elders say, "You know, what is expected of you today, Zata Stormmane?"
Of course, to prove that I am ere blessed.
"And so it may be, shall she will it." And they nod to the chief, nod to you, exit through the tunnel they've arrived through. You see them a few minutes later emerge in the first row of stands. And you see your friends up in the stands. Easy to find with Seraphina waving pom-poms her head.
Well, she's easy to spot in a crowd. That is something. I'm
and
going
you see-
to. Oh, I was just gonna turn to the chief and say, So, I've always looked up to you, and this is not to show that I don't mean any disrespect to you at all. I actually admire you a great deal, but this is the best way I could think of getting my point across. What comes next?
The chief, Dathos, looks you over and says, I was surprised you returned after your journeys. And I find no disrespect. In fact, I find it an honor that you have chosen to take on this opponent. I look forward to our battle, Zata Stormmane.
As do I, Dathos.
We shall see who Ere stands behind today.
Indeed we shall.
May the sun bless you. He turns and makes his way over to his half of the arena.
And may the moon guide you as I turn around.
And as is tradition, the elder stands and the crowd banging their staves on the stone floors of the stands in a rhythmic war drum over and over. And the elders, with one raise of their staffs, slam them down on the ground, and you may roll for initiative as Dathos
I want to
moves
yank
into a
my
crouch.
staff out and start banging with them.
I love it.
All right. Does haste give me bonus to initiative? I forgot already. I don't think so.
No, it's just movement.
You've got a lot of status
Yeah.
effects to keep track of.
Yeah, you do.
Already, we haven't even started.
I rolled a 16. I now have a +9 to initiative, so that is going to be a good 25.
A good 25. Okay.
Might not need that sanctuary after all.
Everybody else, I would like you all to roll for initiative, as there will be crowd participation in this fight.
Yay!
Oh.
Zata, do you want to trade
Ooh.
initiatives with me?
What'd you get?
I rolled a 17 and then, what is that, +3?
20?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I got the 5 if you'd like to go last.
5 for Marway, 3 for Seraphina.
That's not. Yeah, that's not possible because Seraphina has a 3. She's next.
Ados, what was yours?
21.
21.
Ooh.
Killian
20.
and Bula,
17.
17. All right. Top of the order, as it should be. Zata, you're on sandy glass. What would you like to do to start this battle?
Going to elemental attune. Going to go pure lightning. So this time, now with the haste, it's going to be like that mixture of like that gold lightning with the white lightning, kind of like mixturing in between it. And then he's just going to run straight at his chief and give him a good old punch.
All right, do you have enough movement to get across the whole arena? I believe you should.
I
Go
hope with
back and-
120 feet
forth.
movement.
She's like, oh
believe that'll
no,
do it.
it's 121
25,
squares
30.
across.
Yeah, he's 80 feet across from you.
60, 65, 70, 75. I'm gonna go right behind him. I'm just gonna tell it like go behind this guy. Still have
Alright.
plenty of movement, and I'm going to oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna take a punch. So let's take a swing. Natural 1 for 10, so that's not a great start. So first one, no good. It's gonna come up with a second punch. That's a 19. That's much better. So that will be a. God, I think I have plus.
Don't forget your hashtag blessed.
Yeah, hashtag bless. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That's a 4. Oh boy, this is gonna be a huge number. That's 19 plus 9, so that's
28.
18 plus 4, so 32.
32 does hit, sure, yeah.
Hallelujah.
So while he dodges your first attack as you move around him, second one kind of attack you.
It's gonna be like a kick to his right to his side. So I come around as like a haymaker, miss, and then it's gonna be just a quick kick right to the side, and it's gonna crack like thunder because it's gonna be thunder damage.
All right,
And that
roll
is
that
going
damage.
to be 11 points of thunder damage, and he needs to make a stunning strike saving throw, DC 14 Constitution. Start off strong. See if this works.
That was only a 10 on that Constitution throw.
He is stunned.
Done right off the bat.
Just immediatly.
Yes.
I'm starting to realize I might be stressed for no reason.
There's still a chance. Okay, so that is 2 uses of that. So now I am going to then kick it. So that was my second attack. I'm going to kick it with a flurry of blows. So we're just going to burn these focus points. It's going to be 2 attacks at advantage.
Counting all your attacks.
Both are 18s. These are both 18s, so that's 18. So let's see, with a plus 1, so 17, 18. So it'll be 28 to hit.
That hits.
That will be 7 points of thunder damage.
Awesome.
Another attack. Ooh, this is really bad. A 1 and a 4. So that'll be a 13, but let's see what Bless gives me. Come on, Bless. 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
No. Alright. So that will be the end of his turn.
All right.
Also,
In the
it goes without
crowd.
saying, but you feel the cold chill of Sanctuary leave your body
Yeah.
after you unleash. What was that count? 7 attacks?
Yeah.
This is...
Okay.
Oh wait, I still get another action because I have haste. Oh, shit. Okay, I get 2 more attacks.
Oh, wait, there's
You're gonna
more.
one-shot me this time.
Oh Jesus, I forgot.
Call now, and we'll double your actions.
We'll double your actions. Oh god. Okay, so that's 2 more. 27 to hit.
Yeah. That hits.
That'll be 11 points of thunder damage.
Beautiful.
And then double 13s. I've really doubled the numbers. So that is 20. 22. 25. That was a +3 on Bless.
Yeah, that hits.
That'll be 9 points of thunder damage.
Incredible.
And now my turn is done.
Is it though?
That's 6 attacks. 2 of them missed. The other one's hit, so that's something.
Yeah, the crowd is roaring in defiance in some cases, in excitement and bloodlust for others. It is Dathos' turn. We're not quite bringing you guys in the crowd fight yet. Yeah, to what's happening. Does he get a saving throw? Done?
Nope. At the
All
beginning
right.
of my next, he's just done until the beginning of my next turn.
Beautiful,
So he
beautiful. Okay, that brings it back to you. 1v1.
One. All right. I'm gonna go in with another attack. Let's see what we get.
Roll those math rocks.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
that'll be 11 points of thunder damage. And then he will have to make another saving throw. Constitution saving throw. Another stunning strike.
Okay, that's an 18.
He succeeds. So he does not get stunned this time. But I
Alright.
do have advantage on the next attack. I only have a few more. Oh shit. So that's a 14. It's a 16 hit.
No, does not.
Okay, so that one misses.
He comes out of his stun from the force of your blows and manages to dodge again. He's quick.
So this will be my other attack action. I'm just gonna roll both of them. This was one per one, not
Sure.
at advantage. So I have to do d4s. So that'll be a 20 and a 21.
They both hit.
That'll be another 11 points of thunder damage and 6 points of thunder damage. And then as a... Where is this? So I use another key point. I have 4 more key points. Do I want to do Flurry of Blows? No, I'll save my Flurry of Blows. So it'll just be one more attack. And that's probably not going to hit. So that will be... So that's a 13... Yeah, so it's going to be a 15, so that won't hit. So that'll be a
Does not
miss.
hit.
Alright, and
Okay.
then... that's a bonus action. I can do movement. I'm gonna check something real quick. Alert dash. Okay, I have to use the ability score. When you take the dash action, typical range doesn't cost you. Okay, let's see if this is gonna be annoying for him. Let's try this. So with that, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So I'm going to run out of his range, but because I have the feat, Speedy, all attacks of opportunities have disadvantage against me. So I am going to dash out of his range and take the attack of opportunity, but he has to come to me now.
All right. That would have been a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, shoot. No, I have 21 right now because of Warding Bond and Haste.
Because
I
of
have-
Warding Bond and Haste, baby.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
I have a 21. So,
Your
like...
friends knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so, like, I start to dodge, but then, like, at the last second, it's like the Warding Bond, whatever that, like, protective shield that he gives me just kind of deflects it off of me as I'm scooting by, and I just take off on the other side of the room.
Yeah, you have traversed the Hulk crater and back again. And as you skid to a halt and turn to see if he has pursued you, what you and the crowd are going to see, as Dathos is a bit doubled, are sort of glowing golden. You see at the same moment these golden spears of light begin to erupt from the arena sand behind your feet, as the entire arena starts to rumble, and you hear cracking from deep beneath the earth, as shards of sandstone come bursting up, shattering the glass that you run across, the sand glass. And these massive pillars, some 20, some 30 feet, shooting up, giving a bit of a rougher terrain and some cover. And indeed, this will now act as rough for you and Dathos. And the whole crowd sees this from these spears bursting up from the earth. This being of light and power, the illusion of Ere herself appeared, just radiant and towering above the whole, with these lion-like features draped in crimson and bone plate armor. Her voice as she speaks is both war drum and thunder. Enough. I have watched with patience as you Zata right like a shadow fleeing the sun. You would throw away centuries of pride, abandon the path carved by the claws of your ancestors, all for the murmurs of forgotten stones and dying winds. You shame your blood. You shame your tribe. Yet still I offer you this. Kneel, and I shall make you more than champion, more than heir. I shall make you a war god. You will burn away weakness with each step. The other tribes will follow, fall. The world will know the glory of Redmane's flame. But defy me, and you shall leave this circle in ash and silence with no song sung in. Choose. And light pulses from her, and she disappears, with Dathos now standing tall again behind her, golden-eyed, looking strong.
Then, so much for the Blitzkrieg effect.
It is his turn.
Oh boy.
He has the ability to pounce up to half his opponent's movement.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's
So
60
what is
feet.
your movement?
120 feet right now, so that is 60.
You see him as the earth has cracked beneath him, take off running, and pounce 60 feet toward you, and then close the distance at a run to come in and engage you again. And indeed, as he gets closer, he looks strong, and he seems to be glowing radiant energy and light. And he's going to go ahead and roll a couple attacks for you. Let's see if I can get a hit in this time. That's all.
Oh, boy.
Don't worry about it. It's only a multi-attack. It's not as many as you have.
Oh gosh.
He comes at you with his ceremonial long spear with a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. And in fact, he's going to have only approached because he has a 10-foot reach with that.
I am going to burn my reaction to deflect blow. So go ahead and roll the damage. I'm going to roll my deflection and see if they cancel each other out. This will only cancel out any flat, like slashing, piercing, whatever type of damage that is. It does not stop. Not yet. It will not stop elemental damage or magic damage.
That's 15 piercing damage with his long spear.
Well,
As he
see how
thrusts it
much I
at you.
can do. That will be. Where is my deflect attacks? Is a D10 plus 13. So that is. I rolled 19, so I deflect 19 damage.
Okay, nice. So you deflected all of it. He's using his multi-attack, so he's coming at you again with a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yup. That's gonna be 19 points of piercing damage.
I'm gonna take 8, and Killian's gonna take 8.
And he's gonna replace the third multi-attack that he's got. He's going to take a pounce strike at you. So he's gonna close that last 5 feet. 5 feet of distance, sorry. And I need you to roll a strength saving throw.
Oh shit. Okay. Strength is not my forte.
I'm sure one of your things has advantage for that.
Well,
One of
you
the
You are
many things they gave
hashtag
you.
blessed for that.
You
Yeah,
got
hashtag bless and a +1.
yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad for me, considering I have a 0. That's a 21.
Okay, that will save. He tries to knock you prone and is not successful. Your footing is strong. Okay. I think that's it for him. Yeah, so at this point, I need your allies to go ahead and perception check, please. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
Can
Don't do that.
I do a different check? I want to explain what I want to do.
Yeah,
As
tell me.
someone who is Fae and experienced with illusions, can I make an Arcana check to see if I think that area was an illusion meant to intimidate?
You sure can.
It's going to be a dirty, filthy 23.
A dirty, filthy 23. Though you don't necessarily know much about the god, you do know Arcana when you see it, and this did not feel like an illusion. It certainly felt meant to intimidate. It absolutely felt meant to intimidate. But illusory, it was not.
Is that projection still there? Like above
No,
the
it
ring?
has dissipated,
Okay.
as well as just the golden spears that you saw sort of erupt the earth.
Okay.
Okay, what did everybody get for your perception checks for the rest of you?
Killian got 19.
Ados got a filthy dirty 20.
So dirty.
30.
Mm.
Hmm.
Servina has 12.
Okay.
Bula has a 17.
All right. Bula, Ados, Killian. You all are shaken. Killian maybe even more so than everybody else here in the crowd. Having just experienced what appeared to be a celestial manifestation of some kind. It felt real, but looking across the crowd now and scanning everyone's reaction to this, some are sort of like deferentially kneeling, some are like weeping, some are screaming in like victory and pride and love for their goddess. You see a female Leonin across the crowd, pretty much directly across from you all, who appears to be moving through the crowd slowly as this fight continues and saying things to different people. And those people have started stomping their staffs again or their various weapons and are chanting Ares' name or chanting Dethos' name. That is what you all see. Going back to the top of the order, though, Zata, you are up.
All right, so seeing this, you just cover the distance in like 2 seconds, like I would. Like, well, that was it worth a shot, and then he'll turn to attack this time. This time he'll switch down to. He'll switch to his ice. He's like, well, if you need to cool fire, best way to do it is with some ice. So he'll switch into his more like freezing temperature. His fur is gonna go the pure white. It's like he was just a white lion. His fangs are gonna be like giant icicles. Same with his claws, and then he's just going to go into a full attack. Let's go with the first one.
Before you do so, tell me this.
Huh. Yes.
Do you feel shaken or do you feel connected to the earth? Do you feel conviction in what you are here for?
I say that right now, Zata will turn as he's like starting to do these blows. He's like, I refuse to let our people be shackled and not given the truth of what they do believe. I will not allow a tyrant to control the way our people exist. And I will cast you down.
All right, thank you. Go on with your attacks.
Okay. So that will be a look at that plus. A 22.
That hits.
So this will be 6 points of cold damage. And then Stunning Strike. So what do you got? Am I lucky again?
Sorry, what was it?
I got Stunning Strike, so DC 14.
Oh,
Constitution saving throw.
That was an @1.
Oh.
He is stunned.
He's stunned again.
Son.
Alright, that's how I'm gonna just lay back into this. Alright, so we're just gonna do advantage. That'll be a 28 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be let's see, it's plus, yeah, it's +5. So that'll be 9 points of ice damage. So that's the first 2 attacks. This is the hasted action. All at advantage. 27 to hit.
That hits.
12 points of ice damage. Cool, double 2s. So that's not going to hit, even with bless. So I'm getting double numbers. That's really fun. But that's not great. So 4th attack. So 18 and 17. So that will be a 29 to hit. 2 from
That hits.
bless. +5, that's 9 points of cold damage. And then we'll go for the bonus. Yeah, so I'll spend another key point. I am burning through these like crazy. So that'll be 2 more attacks. So many hits. It's a little time. Alright, so that'll be... I got 2 more left. Ugh. Burning through these fast. So 12. So it's 21. 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's max. So that is 13 points of cold damage. And then 11. That's 20. 24 to hit. +4, 1 bless. 5 more, so 11 points of cold damage.
Nice.
So Zata is just like what he just said. He's saying it as he's doing punches to his like gut. Like first it was like a slam, like a kick to the side, like a jump kick to the side of his head to stun him. And then it's just been like blow after blow on his like chest and stomach area as he's like saying this. And then he's like, Dethos, you have to realize that all people are beyond this. We are beyond Ere. We shouldn't be shackled. You know this. This is why we fight. And then, yeah, that'll his turn. He probably can't respond because he could respond in slurred words if he wanted to because he's stunned. But yeah, that'll be the end of his turn.
He does not respond. What does happen as you're landing these blows, catch movement out of the corner of your eye from behind the crowd. There are torches lit along the edges of, and you see in these flames of torchlight of something moving between them. Something of fire and flame and magma and glowing coals starting to take shape, picking up more and more in size as it runs behind the crowd. No one but you can see. And you witness a proper lion running amongst the fire, her mane a bonfire. And this voice speaks to you. The rest of you can hear it now as it begins to speak. And it's a deep and intimate voice, like breath drawn through a forge with warmth. He has already chosen. You do not give fire to us, Ere. We are born of it. We breathe it, as our ancestors did before the gods crowned themselves with stolen. Zata Redmane has walked the broken stones. He has listened to the wind names. He has stood alone in the world beyond him it welcomed. So now I call the flame to witness. Not the fire of war, the fire of renewal, the hearth, the heart. Rise, Zata, let the blaze mark you as the first in 1,000 seasons. Let your steps carry the heat of truth into the bones of your people. Burn, but never bow. You give Dathos a blow to the gut that doubles him over in his stunned state. And Bela's fire has wrapped around the crowd now through the whole arena. And the crowd's cheers of Ere, Ere begin to change shape to burn, Zata, as their cheers change and you land blow after blow after blow against their chief. And at the same moment, though, across the stadium, the rest of you see this figure moving through the crowd still yet, and the cheers of Dathos continue on that end of the arena. And he seems, as this golden light begins to pulse in him again, he seems to cover quite a bit of the damage that you've just done. However, he is still stunned. So, Eidos, what would you like to do?
Eidos thinks there's something funky going on the other side of that arena. So, while everything's going as well as it's going over here, he's going to start making his way through the crowd, kind of get back on that top bleacher, fantasy bleacher, and then just start making his way along the wall to try to see if something's amiss where that woman is walking through the crowd.
All right. You can go ahead and move yourself on the map to where you can, how far you can get.
Oh, yikes. That is a big arena.
It's a big old arena. It's going to take you a bit to get there.
Okay. Well. A 1. A 2. A 3. Okay. I'll take my action to dash. Just do another one.
Cool. Go for it.
A 1. A 2. A 3.
All right. Killian, you see Eidos start to move through the crowd. What would you like to do?
So in regards to wherever this person is causing a kerfuffle in the crowd, is it like directly across from us? Like straight line
Just
across?
about, yeah. Pretty much straight line across. You can see on the map I've marked just like a single token Leonin.
Oh, okay.
If
Way
you
over
can
there.
zoom in that well.
Yes, way down there.
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right. So Killian sees Eidos kind of taken off the other way, and Killian saw this Leonin stirring up people. How big are these rock steps that people are on currently?
They're like 4 feet between one and the other, so not difficult to hop right down.
Is it big
Or climb
enough?
up.
Big enough for a horse to be here?
Finally, Kashmir comes in.
You know what? Yeah. Let's bring in Castlebeard.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. So Killian's first going to move about 15 feet, and yelling at everyone to move. He's gonna. So he's like mid-run. He's going to summon Casimir. As just the starlights kind of fly from his eye, and the constellation of Casimir appears in front, and so he's gonna move like 15 feet, summon Casimir, and then kind of like mid-stride hop on top of Casimir, and
Incredible.
and then Casimir is going to use his action to dash with me on top of him, and we're booking it 120 feet. So we're gonna get like here, and then here, the way down here, just absolutely barreling through anyone that does not get out of the way.
Get the hell out of the way.
Absolutely. Incredible.
And that's Killian's turn.
All right, Bula.
All right, so Bula's seeing them head for the upheaval on the other side. And she sees Zata going at this fight in the middle, and things just keep happening, and then there's been gods, and there's been this, and there's been something on fire, and she is just a little bit overwhelmed. But what she sees in the middle of this is that Zata's there, and he's landed some really, really good blows, and she's on the edge of her seat like, yes, yes. And so she starts to like stomp her feet, and she gets so excited, and she just starts to yell, like, she starts chanting like, Zata! Zata! And she's just like so excited that she just accidentally flips herself into a rage.
Yeah. Of course
So
it
that
is.
happens. So she goes
Yeah.
from like cheering to like screaming, bloodshot eyes, spittle just going everywhere, and she is just so excited. She's like looking at the people around her like, why aren't you screaming for it? She's trying to get...
She's become a sports fan, guys. She's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She is hyped. She had a good breakfast. Zata's landed some just really, really awesome hits here. And so she's
All right.
kind of raging and then kind of looking around her at the people too. Like, you know, she shakes this little guy over here. She's like, cheer for Zata!
Okay, roll intimidation.
Okay. Oh, it was only a 9.
All right, this guy was already excited.
Right.
You
He's already
you didn't
excited.
gotta get him hyped up, yeah.
Yeah. So she's just trying to, like, everybody around her, she's trying to get them going. Screaming at people, maybe a little bit more than is necessary. They're, you know, she spits on quite a few people on accident. You know, there's a little bit of bits of breakfast in there.
Incredible.
Yep.
Okay.
Raiders fan.
Although Dathos starts his turn stunned, correct?
correct.
What you are going to see is these golden glyphs start to glow in the cracks of the sand glass, and these golden war banners appear over Dathos as if like he has a host behind him. And you see him come out of his stun at the end of his turn. And he seems to have some sort of renewed protection upon him.
Well,
However, he does not get a turn since you did stun him. So, that has happened. Maraway, it is your turn. As you see the Leonin across the way rally the crowd. Or I don't know that you would have seen
so-
that because you were looking at Area instead. So never mind. You don't necessarily see that. But you are welcome to try and figure out
No.
what else to do.
Would I hear, however, the crowd start... I would have heard them start yelling, Ere.
Oh, yeah. You can hear them on that side. You can hear the people on your side cheer. A din
Perfect.
of different voices yelling for different sides.
Perfect. We're gonna summon, pull Eden out of her, dimension, and we're just gonna kind of have her sneaking her way under people's feet, essentially. And I want, for my action, to... Essentially what I want to do is use the message cantrip into Zata's mind, and essentially I just want to give words of affirmation. You know, you are the warrior who will liberate these people. You are
Oh.
justice. You are safety for them. You are sanctuary. And essentially what I want to do is try to keep their cheers of Ere from getting to his ears and demoralizing him.
All right. I will have Zata roll a Constitution check with advantage here.
oh, okay.
This is sort of emotional Constitution.
All right. We are doing Constitution. Gonna get that wonderful D4 from Bless. #blessed.
+1.
We get a +1, so that's 18, 22.
All right, that'll do it. You are able to focus on Marway's voice and tune out the crowd. And it keeps you focused. Seraphina, you're next.
Okay. So, riding off of the energy from Bula of her screaming and yelling, and the guy next to her who's trying to chant for Zata, Seraphina's going to... Yeah, exactly. Seraphina is going to get her diaphragm ready, warm up her cartwheel and her high kick, and she's going to start chanting for Zata and start getting into her cheerleading routine, and she's going to try to lead a chant for Zata.
Okay, roll a either performance or persuasion as you try and rally the crowd for Zata.
Okay, Seraphina's going to do performance. A 19.
A 19. All right. Yeah, more and more of your side of the are like, oh, she's acrobatic. Okay. And you're getting them like even more hype for this fight and starting to turn them the leaning down there throwing ice punches.
Yeah,
you're able to help rally the crowd.
Amazing. Yeah.
Her ponytail is amazing. It's so bouncy. When you see a Leonin like trying to like put his
She's a trendsetter.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Back to the top of the order. Roll a d4 for me. Zata, you caught that?
Yeah, sorry. Did you roll a D4? Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, my puppy's being very needy. 3.
Cute though. Okay. Zata, you have taken no damage. And you are feeling good. You feel like you know what's happening here and that you've reached your stride. Your fist, though you were just channeling ice, sort of without your accord, you watch this lion of flame and magma running circles. You see it running alongside your crowd. You hear the crowd cheering at Seraphina and Boo. You hear Marway's voice speaking to you, and your fists start to burn bright with this fire energy. And you're gonna have a little bit of a extra damage strike thanks to that. So, what are you gonna do?
I think he's gonna go. Gosh. He's going to. So this is now difficult terrain, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so 5, 10. So I go here. And I'm going to use Step of the Wind to disengage. And then I am going to go another... Okay, I can go 60. So. Go to about there. And then I will actually be talking to the crowd. As a good gladiator does, you must get the crowd on your side. So Zata with his I would like to use my my bonus action. I already used my bonus action. Never mind, I can't do that. So I will just yell for the crowd. Oh wait, you can take a action as a bonus action, right? If you want to, or you can use Bobby. Can you use an action? Like, can you take a bonus action? Like, use an action as a bonus action?
Are you meaning to say, can you use something that would normally be a bonus action as an action?
Yeah. This is a question.
That's a great. I don't think you can. It's a
Okay.
It's a real good question. You know, I don't get stumped on rules often, but I don't think you can.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think
that's all I
so.
want to do.
I don't think so either.
Okay, that's fine. I will then just turn to the crowd, and I will use my action to say, I have, like, you have seen the elements, you have felt the elements, we have worshipped the elements, we have always seen it as something that Eri gave us, but this is not true. She has taken it from us. She has taken the elements away from us and caged them under her yoke. We are the people not to be slaves. We have always been free people, ones to fight, never to back down or cower. Rise, we do not need a god that will not give us the truth. We need a god that will see us as true equals and support us like the elements did before our time. We do not need a false deity with great promises and giving us nothing but pretty words. We are people of action. And then that's how he's going to look at the crowd and kind of try to rally them up on his side.
Okay, so you've said all of that loud enough for the crowd to hear, or just for Dethos to hear?
Oh, for everyone to hear. He's yelling
everyone to
at
hear.
the crowd.
Okay, awesome. Roll persuasion. Or intimidation if you feel that that's what you're trying to do, but it sounded like persuasive to me.
Yeah, I mean they're the same, so it's fine. Cool. Let's go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Great. Okay, so that will be a 8.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
What else would you like to do?
Do we have to?
Yeah, as my other action, I will take the dodge action.
Was
Yeah,
that
you
8 with
try and leave
hashtag bless?
That was, I get a -1. I rolled a 6, but you gave me a +3, so that's an 8.
Oof.
Oof.
You try and read the crowd, and it appears to have hit some people like a stone. Some people don't appear to believe you. Although you catch your mother's eye, and she's nodding in approval.
He's not very persuasive. He's just very matter of fact. That's just how he is.
And with this crowd, you got to prove it with your fist, baby.
That's true.
Right, you gonna attack?
No, those are both my actions. So
That was it. Okay. Okay. Cool.
action.
All right, Ados.
Okay, I'm gonna continue trucking. I measured it and forgot it. Let's see. Right here. And am I getting into the? Oh, I thought she left. Am I getting into the zone of influence? Am I getting into the Dathos zone? I'm about at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you're getting there. People, where you're at, the crowd is pretty mixed.
Okay. What's the move here? What is the? Do I have sight of the woman moving through the crowd?
Sorry?
Do I have sight of the woman moving through the crowd?
You do. She's still pretty far from you, but yes, you do.
Is she just doing kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna Misty Step another 30 feet. Use my bonus action. Let's see. And yeah, like a drunken sports fan, I'm going to start slapping people on the shoulder and cross chanting Zata, Zata, Zata as
Okay.
I move through the crowd.
Okay, go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Okay. And I get advantage on that because of my circlet, which is good because I rolled a 1. And the second one is,
Yikes!
I swear to God.
No
That's
way!
a natural 20. Yeah, a 1 and then, man, that circlet was a good purchase. Thank you, Zata.
Dang.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You can see as Ados moves through this crowd, he's able to turn the tide and start to excite people for Zata, and you've got more people chanting your name close by.
Right on. And then I will use my action to dash and close this gap a bit. It's about there. Okay. And that's
All right.
that's my turn.
Excellent use of a turn. Well done. Okay. Next up, Killian.
All right. So Killian is going to he's going to rush over to this Leonin person. Once again, just kind of yelling, "Move, get out of the way." Sweet ass horse coming through. and as he approaches the kind of like, I guess there's probably a few clustered Leonins there that are still all about air ray.
Yeah.
He's going to as he approaches, he's going to use command, and he'll target 2 of them. Zach can upcast it, and I get an extra target. So the main one, and whoever their number 2 is, we're gonna go right for them. And as I approach, I'm just gonna yell out "flee" as my command word to them.
Okay.
So they have to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC's 15.
All right. The first one is a 14. The second is an 18. The first one is the one who was the original Leonin, who was changing the crowd's mind. So she sees you and her eyes go wide at that command, and though she appears to try and fight it, she cannot.
Beautiful. So on their turn, they're going to spend their turn moving away from me the fastest way they can.
Okay. Let me think here. Where's the nearest exit? There's pretty much an exit for the crowd underneath every one of these banners. And to get away from you, she's gonna have to go out one of them.
And then, like, as I yell "flee," Casimir just rears up. All cool, like.
Incredible. The crowd around you are surprised at that. She is no longer there to influence them for a moment. Okay, anything else for you?
Nope, that is it.
All right, Bula.
So Bula's kind of, for a second, gets distracted by seeing what's going on over there, and she sees this big horse rear up, and she's like, that crust fear is just the prettiest horse, I swear. Then she gets back on track. So she's gonna start kind of moving. She's still raging, and she's still talking to all the people around her, shaking people, getting them, and Zata, Zata. So she's gonna work this half of the arena, just because she's so caught up in what's happening. So she's gonna continue to move a little bit through the crowd, but just where she is, just hyping people up like crazy. Occasionally stealing someone's hot dog or what have you from the stands. But she is excited there are awesome things happening, and she thinks that everybody just needs to be as excited about Zata winning this thing as she is.
Yeah, roll intimidation or persuasion, whichever you think she's using the most.
Let's see. Definitely intimidation, because some of these people are still trying to, like, cheer for Ere, and, like, that's not okay, so. Ooh, that's a dirty, nasty, filthy 20.
Filthy 20. What you're gonna witness, Zata, with your friends moving through the crowd, is that patrolling line of flame going around and around the arena is going faster and faster, and is sort of multiplying into a whole pride of lions running and giving you their energy. It is, however, Dethos' turn. So, once again, he is going to take a big ol' leap toward you.
Yep.
Fully surpassing the rough terrain. And he's coming at you with some attacks, baby. And he's going to use his first one to use one of his legendary actions, sorry to say.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
That is going to be a 26 to hit.
He has disadvantage.
He has disadvantage! He sure does. That's still a 24 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, that'll still hit. Deflect attack!
Go for it.
Alright, so that is going to... I'm going to deflect... I think that's 19 points of damage, so I roll a 6 again.
Alright, and once again, he only rolled a 13 for that damage.
So it's completely...
However, I need you to roll a strength saving throw again.
Uh-oh. Wait. Okay. Come here, Bliss. Oh no, that's not gonna help. That is a 4 total.
Alright, you are unfortunately knocked prone. He doesn't manage to do damage to you, but you go down to the... as he sweeps your legs from under you with a quick kick.
Zara, did you take damage there?
No, I deflected it.
Okay.
Yeah, he deflected all the damage. And that did use 2 of his 3 attacks, but we still have one more that I'm going to roll for. With his long spear as he comes at you with a 23 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Alright. I didn't even have to roll with advantage there, did I? Because you're prone. Still hit.
Yeah, it would just be
just flat,
basic. Yeah, just flat.
Alright. And that's going to be 14 points of
So you
piercing
take-
damage.
7 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Alright. Luckily, the crowd around Killian over there has stopped quite so aggressively cheering on your opponent. Marway, your turn.
Oh, goody. With them stopping cheering, I think we're gonna stop the message because I think he gets the idea that he's great. He's and I would like to do flames on this fiery circle around the stadium. And inside, I would like to, in addition to this lion, add in shapes that appear to be Leonin thriving inside this fire.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna roll for the crowd. Okay. A lot of the crowd seems pleasantly surprised by this, and are looking toward the fire, and then back toward the fight, and then toward the fire, and toward the fight. And some of them start to cheer Zata's name a bit more. Seraphina, that's you.
Seraphina is gonna warm up her ponytail, and exactly. She's gonna use the mental connection that she has with Glitterbell, and she's gonna try to get Glitterbell to kind of like join her in her little like cheerleading routine. And
Like toss her in the air.
exactly. And like as she's like chanting and like doing her little routine with Glitterbell, she's gonna try to use thaumaturgy, but I think what she's gonna try to do is make it sound like her chant is like multiple people chanting like in the crowd. And she's like doing her little dance and cheer routine.
Very cool and
Glitterbell.
clever. All right, roll performance with advantage.
And you're blessed.
And you're blessed.
Ooh. What is bless at?
1d4.
It's a D4.
$22.
Incredible. All right, yeah. Your display with your amplified voices, multiple voices, and with Glitterbell being tossed into the air by you, you hear, like, between you and Eidos, that whole section of the crowd is now cheering Zata's name and cheering along with you. Zata, this grants you big feelings. You can feel your own name being chanted by this crowd at this point. As it comes to your turn. So roll a d4 for me again.
2.
All right. Where your fists felt the hot flame before, as you ball your fists up to strike next, you feel the strength of stone. And I want you to give yourself a +2 AC to your armor class for 1 round.
Well, that's something. Alright, I am going to use half my movement to get up, and he's going to just do, a nice little flourishing kick, like the cool kick up to get back up.
Yep.
And that'll be his kung fu move. That'll be his first attack. So he will roll 16. 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
So being that this is very earth themed, this is going to be probably not going to do good. But this will be poison damage because for some reason earth is poison for monks. Just don't think about it too hard. That'll be 12 points of poison damage.
He looks bad though. He's been healing and healing and healing. He doesn't look great.
I am going to burn one of my last. So actually it's a DC 15 now because I did level up. So it's a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
That's a dirty old 20.
Oh, so that'll definitely be okay. So that's a burn. But the first attack, this next attack I should say, will have advantage. So double 19. Wow, I get a lot of doubles.
Mm-hmm. That does hit.
Yeah, that's gonna be like 32 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I got a 4 on that bless. #blessed. So that'll be 12 points of poison damage, and then that's my first action. This is the hasted action. I'm just gonna roll 2 d20s. And a d4 for each. That will be +9. 25 for the first, and then a 16 for the second.
The first hits, the second does not.
He will take 6 points of poison damage, and then I will do 1 unarmed strike. That's a bonus action. 15. So 19?
That hits.
Thanks, #blessed. That was a 4. That will be 11 points of poison damage.
Incredible.
Alright. Zata it's feeling pretty good. He just took his first points of damage, like actual damage. from last turn, so he's feeling pretty good. Looking at Killian, seeing him get start bloody, bleeding a little bit.
Dathos spits his own blood onto the ground and says, "We cannot stray from the path we have walked for centuries, Zata, though I commend you for trying." Eidos, it's your turn.
I'd also do another quick scan around the arena, looking for any sort of threats or inciting agents voting for the opposite side.
Sure, I'll let you roll a perception check or investigation.
Perception. 10.
Okay. You see what you suspected, that it appears the crowd's cheering has some effect on both Zata and Dathos' performance down in the arena. With a 10, you get the idea that maybe it would be good to call upon these nature gods, these primordials, perhaps. How to do that, you have no idea with that 10. But it appears in your mind, if Dathos is getting help from ARA, that the same could be said for Zata.
And the primordial gods are basically water, air, fire, and
Earth.
It's cool that none of those are lightning.
Air's pretty close.
Yeah, it requires that.
I didn't include the fifth god of plasma.
Damn. Everybody always forgets about old plasma. I'm gonna cast Fly on myself and kind of get in front of the stands a little bit, not blocking the action or anything, but kind of leading the crowd in a Zata chant. Zata, Zata. And,
All right.
Yeah.
Roll persuasion or performance with advantage.
Okay. That's a natural 20 again.
Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
Yeah. And I get advantage. And I get +7. Let's go.
I've rolled so many times and I have not got a 20 yet.
This is my fight, and I'm not even fighting.
Right.
This edge of the crowd was hard to turn. They would have been quite difficult for anybody else. But Eidos, you use every bit of charm that you have on these people. And you get a good chunk of them to start to cheer. So again, between you and Melanie, that whole section of the theater is now screaming Zata's name.
Let's do it.
Killian, that's you.
So Killian will just kind of address the section that he's near, saying, "You see how Ares' faithful flee? Change is coming to the Leonin tribe." And he'll just try and start the Zata chant over at his section that he's at.
Wow, what a thing to say to people. But yeah, roll. With that, I almost want to make you roll intimidation, but I'll let you choose again. Persuasion or intimidation with advantage.
I'll go persuasion.
All right.
That one's cocked. Hold on. 17 plus 7. So that is 24.
Okay, yeah. Even further down, another 30 people start cheering Zata's name with you. As they did indeed just see that Leonin take off running like a scaredy cat.
That's
Literal cat.
Literal scaredy cat. Okay, Dathos is just trying to do some damage here, so we're just going to take another few attacks at you, Zata.
Of course.
Okay, the first one is a 23 to hit.
Let's see what the you said +2, right, to AC?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that is 23, so he does hit.
Meets it, beats it. Okay, that one's gonna be...
I will deflect attack reaction.
All right, that's 15 piercing damage.
And that'll be exactly 15 that I blocked.
Nice. All right. Once again, you cannot take a hit here. That next one is only a 13 to hit, so that's a miss. And the last one is a 28 to hit.
Oh, that'll definitely hit.
Yeah. I keep rolling ones on the damage die, though. So that's going to be 14 piercing damage.
All right, so that'll be halved for me. So, question, Bobby. Yeah. Question, Bobby. If I have resistance and then I get resistance again, it's still just... Does he take half of... It's just, yeah, he doesn't double up. That's what I was thinking. I was making sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
It does... Yeah, I think the wording... If it says you take half damage, then yes. But if it specifically says the word resistance, then no.
Because Warding Bod says it gives resistance to everything. And I already have resistance. But he does take half the damage. So you said it was 14... So you said 14 damage?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that'd be 7, but then... Does he take...
It's just 7. I take 7, yeah.
Yeah,
7,
just
8.
7.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll take 7.
Some for you, some
Piercing.
for me.
Some for you, some for me.
All right, Marway, your turn.
Oh, goody. Listen, I really don't know how else I can help, so I think what we're gonna do while our fire is raging is we're gonna back that fire up, those illusory lions, and we're gonna cast Minor Illusion, because none of these are concentration spells, to add lions' roars behind them.
Incredible. It begins, you guys have done enough here, it begins on that edge of the arena, that far edge of the arena that none of you are really on right now. It begins to get other Leonin roaring, just like sort of in reaction to it. Anything else from our way?
I don't think so. I really don't have a whole lot I can do here without directly intervening, so
All right, Seraphina.
I think that's gonna be it.
Okay. Seraphina is going to just continue what she has been doing. She's gonna try to throw in a couple more cartwheels, a couple more high kicks, and twirling Glitterbell around. And Glitterbell has her own pom-pom, and so she's trying to use them as well.
All right. Yeah, you've all done so much at this point. The entire crowd around you is with you, and they're joining in with what you're doing, doing their best to figure out what this weird ritual dance is that you're doing. But they love it. They love it.
Yeah, she's trying to lead the chant and the dance. She's teaching everybody the moves.
Yes, it is hot to go, but Seraphina's version. Okay, top of the order, Zata.
All right, I'm gonna just go for an attack. I only think I have 4 more turns of haste, so I gotta be careful.
And Dathos is not looking great. It seems he has stopped being able to heal.
All right, I am going to go for just a normal attack. First strike. Oop. Right off the table. That's fine. That's a 16. That's 25. 26.
That hits.
Stunning strike. So my last key point. So DC Constitution 15.
$14.
He is stunned. But I have a 15 now because level up. Proficiency went up by 1, guys.
Nice.
Now it's 15. So he'll take 7 points of... We'll switch to now, since the fire is roaring. Let's go with fire. So he'll take 7 points of fire damage. He is stunned. So now these attacks are going to be at advantage. Which is good, because that one's a 1. So that's a 19 on the other one, which I'm pretty sure is just going to hit.
Yeah.
That's, 31. 31?
Yep.
31 good enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
That'll be 7 points of fire damage. That is the first. This is the hasted action now. It's an 18.
That hits.
gonna go with that. 12 points of fire damage.
Hmm.
27 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 11 points of fire damage. And that's both my hasted. And now it's just my bonus action, which is just an unarmed strike.
I will tell you, he is down to a single-digit HP.
Well, that is going to be a 27 to hit.
That hits.
He will take 11 points of fire damage.
And that's all she said, Mother. Heck yeah. How do you want to do this, my friend?
So, to his last comment, he says, "Those who do not progress forward do not stand with nature. You know this. Those who walk forward and progress, we evolve and we adapt. We always have to evolve and adapt to our environments. Even if the world is changing, we must too with it." And he's going to he's going to give him he's going to knock him again on the side of the head, this time with like a backhand swing to his temple. And then as he's hitting him in the last hit, he's just going to, he knows he's like going to go down, and then he punches him one last time, but as he's falling, he grabs him and then slowly rests him down on the ground and giving him like a proper like salute and making sure he's okay.
Yeah, he lets you, as he almost knocked out, lets you drop him down to a knee.
And it would be non-lethal damage.
Right. And just barely holding himself up, he kneels in submission and yields the fight to Zata Stormmane, as the crowd absolutely erupts in crazy roars, just like the kind you can hear across the whole zoo, roaring and cheering Zata's name. And you watch as the 5 elders and the crowd around you and the flaming lions running around the outside of the arena. In celebration, the elders come down to the field and lift your paw up to the sky. One of them walks over and takes the golden pendant from around Dathos' neck, who allows it, leans, and looks up at you with pride and respect as the amulet is taken from around his neck and placed upon yours. As Elder Prothi says, "Through battle you have earned the right to turn our path where you will and give your voice to the Redmane. Speak now to our pride and tell us what will now be."
I, Zata Stormmane, decree that we shall not live under the yoke of Ere, but to have a choice of whether to worship her or not. I always decide that we should always have a choice in what we do and what we should do as a tribe in the future. I say that we look at the information given to us, look at what has been given to us, and really think for each individual to think if we should still follow the path of Ere and leave that to the individual. Individuals that still wish to worship Ere may still have a seat with us, but we will be one of choice, and we shall go back to the times where we used to start to research the powers and where we got our original powers from the elements itself, and I think that is what we should start to do.
The crowd cheers, and they're slamming their staffs against the ground again, in a drumbeat not of war, but in celebration and change and renewal. And your mother stands from the crowd and says, "From the sandglass of the circle you rose, tested not only by strength and speed, but by spirit and truth. Zata Redmane, we witnessed you stand, not as servant to old glory, but as one who bears the fire of the first flame. You have wrestled with our legacy and come out not broken, but changed, not obedient, but true. You defied the goddess Ere, not in pride, but in purpose, and still the earth did not swallow you. You see some people watching her kind of skeptically now. The skies did not curse you. Instead, the primordial flame has crowned you. This tribe has long bled for war and called it honor, but today we saw a different path carved into the sand, one born of conviction and not conquest. We name you Flamewalker, child of sand and sun, one who does not kneel to gods who demand silence. You are no longer merely of us, you now lead us. And so we ask not that you walk in the footsteps of our fathers, but that you burn a new trail we may follow. Redmane shall not forget what was, but we will become what must be. Lead us, my son, and may your fire never dim. And at this, the crowd erupts in more roars, and the din is so loud you can't hear yourself think. Those of you dispersed through the crowd see Zata down there standing in the sand, barely a hair out of place, in that glorious dark mane. And Zata, what do they see as you take in this crowd cheering for you? Your home, your family.
They would see a very sense of pride and happiness that is on his face. He will try to use as much of his voice as possible to talk to his people. He says, I am grateful for this responsibility. I do not feel like I still am ready to be a chief, but I shall lead you the best I can. And I ask for my first thing of you is I need people that are willing to fight, to go on a journey with me to figure out what Ere has planned and threats that might actually go against the Olinolin here. And then I ask another boon of other people, are people that can talk to others and see if we can't unite the Linolin tribes together into one nation. We do not have to necessarily agree, but it may be a council to be made, for we can all stand together if something should happen to our country, our home.
The crowd cheers at this, and you can't see a face in the crowd that's not Leonin, that isn't looking prepared for a new challenge and something different.
As this happens, Serafina, instead of looking at Zata, she's going to try to scan the crowd for Lunas to see his reaction to what's happening.
Roll investigation with advantage.
Also, you're blessed. Oh no, it does. I don't think it does.
Oh, okay.
Not for
What
abilities.
do you do?
I have 14.
14. Okay. You see him. He's like at like a 40-degree angle from where you are on the clock. And he is beaming and shouting as loud as anybody else in this crowd. You think that even from many, many people away, you can hear his voice over the crowd as he hollers down at Zata, can't take his eye. Okay. And slowly, but not quietly, the crowd begins to disperse from the arena, with people throwing down different favors and boons and trophies and things onto the glass, the now shattered glass of the arena. And Zata, you are eventually the tribe former chief, gives you a bow and says, I look forward to the change we are all about to create together. Thank you for a worthy opponent, Zata Stormmane.
I could think of no better person to prove myself than against you.
Gives you a clasp of the hand as he limps away to be healed. And you find yourself, soon enough, alone in a massive arena. 5 of your now closest and dearest friends smiling down at you from across the room.
We rush the field.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, I mean, like, Bula's still raging. Like, forget barriers or walls. She'll cut a path. Y'all just follow her.
Yeah, you can hop right over that railing, drop down 15 feet, and be on that ice.
Kid's gonna do this on top of Casimir, just.
Zata, your friends rush you
I'm gonna
from up in the
misty step
stands.
down because I don't think I'd do very good trying to jump off this.
You find yourself dogpiled.
Casimir lays on you as well.
Good old
They're
cash
both perched
deer.
on top.
Yeah, good old cash deer. We love cash deer.
I'll let it slide you called them the wrong name because you just won this, but that was amazing.
Yeah, it was thanks to you guys. I honestly thought I was going to get really a lot more beat up. I've noticed that I usually get the crap beaten out of me, but this time, thankfully, not barely even a mark. I have like a bruise on my rib, but other than that, feeling great.
I tap his bruise and use cure wounds.
But yeah, thanks guys.
8 healing.
Nice. That's full. So I'm back to full. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I know what I said earlier that I have to stay for a while, but know that, you'll mean a lot to me. And I do this because I need to get better, and I need to show my people what you guys have all taught me. Temperance, understanding, compassion, and all these things. But I don't think that we necessarily have to give up exactly what we were. Just combination of the two things. Maybe, violence doesn't always have to be the answer, but it can be an answer. But also talking and peace can also be another answer.
And Bula just kind of comes up and puts an arm around him and says, "Talking's not so bad. However, if you ever need my axe, you know you've got it."
Of course, and if you ever need my claws and fangs, well, you got me and about 100 plus other Littlemen that can help you do that.
Who knew when you became the chief you'd become so wise? Zata.
They grow up so fast.
I don't know about that. I'll do what I can. I just, going off of what you guys have kind of taught me and I've seen through our journeys, and what I've seen from the other continent. And like I said, I think that somewhere there's, in the mix of your ideals and our ideals, we can kind of figure out a new path for us somewhere in between. I don't think all our teachings were all about error. I think some of the elemental teachings kind of got mixed up in there, or changed or warped, and I just need to figure out what those are and then show our people again, and maybe we can be those people again, helping people out around the world through our understanding of nature and the elements themselves. And and always we are the fire, the rebirth, but again we can also deal damage. I mean, there are gentle breezes, but there are also hurricanes, right? So we are both.
You see over your friend's shoulders, standing in one of the tunnel entrances, your parents standing together in a rare moment of them holding hands, watching you speak to your friends. And you can see behind them, lingering outside, are Koshchar and Eureka Fellshade, cloaked and waiting.
Well then, to all my friends, seems that time waits for no man. Not even a chief, apparently. As our co-conspirator is lurking in the shadows, and I would like to speak to my family and get things prepared before we go. But know this, all of you. I cherish each one of your interactions, and you have all given me some type of wisdom throughout this that I will take. And I'll miss you all very dearly. And, Lady Seraphina, you've proven that even through, you can do a lot with talking and looks and a little bit of rope. You can get anything done. But also I've seen you go through very painful experiences and still come up almost unscathed, it seems like sometimes. And Marway, same. I've seen things that haunt you, but you still go to try to be the best for your people, and that's what I want to try to do for mine. Try to be the best leader I can possibly be. And for Killian, kind of the dad. Now I'm gonna have to kind of be a dad. I kind of like being the unruly kid. It was kind of way better. Like the weight of responsibility is already crushing me.
It's terrible.
I can't
It's
even.
awful.
Oh, right.
You don't
It's
want
awful. I hate it.
I don't know why you fought so hard for it.
Right? It's the worst thing. What was I thinking? The horrible, horrible choices. Buddha, seeing you be a fierce protector of your ward, your friend, I wish to do the same to my people. I hope I can muster up as much passion as you do for protecting your friends. And for food, for that matter, because, oh my goodness. Never seen anybody pack away that much food. I don't even know where it goes. I don't know.
Protection is hungry work, but you got
It is. I'm also assuming that radiant cleavage also is, because that's where it comes from. It just powerful light.
There is that. He's still figuring it out.
I'm sure you'll figure it out sooner or later. Anidos. Strange friends, but not one that I would never turn away. I am glad to have met you, and I do hope that whatever happens, you get to figure out what kind of peace you have, and you have more friends than just the one here. And Jade doesn't. If it doesn't work out with Jade, you can always hit me up.
Oh, stop. Always the charm is Zata.
Hey, shoot your shot.
It's a pleasure being friends with you.
Of course, anytime, anywhere. If you need me, I know that you have your family stuff going on, but if you need us, any type of stealth or information gathering, hit us up. And then I will give Eidos the sending stone that I got from Archangel
Koshar. Yeah.
for Koshar. So now you have the personal phone. But I will try to I'll try to steal the one away from Koshar, so you can just call me whenever you want. And I'll try to get on his side and get us to what we need. Don't worry.
I'll give you a call if I happen to need your reassuring voice again. I'm sure we will.
Alright, my friends. Go off. Go be crazy. Go get some crazy more adventures. Just remember, I am still a general. I'm still in the army. You can't cut me out like that.
You're on the contract.
I'll see ya. I am on the contract. So, but if you need anything, I'll be there. Just a phone call away. Or a sending stone away, I should say.
Well, I'll just tell you, like my Aunt Nessie always told us, it's not goodbye. It's just we'll see you over yonder.
Right. I'll see you guys soon. And then Zata again turns around very abruptly, single tear, streaking in the light, and walks away.
And you approach your parents and realize lingering outside as well was Lindis and Luna. And you all see those two approach Zata, and Lindis clasps him across the back and doesn't seem to leave even after the conversation you watch Zata have with his parents. Zata eventually turn away toward Koshchar and Yurika. And you note that both Lindis and Lunas have packed a bag slung over their shoulders. And they don't seem to leave step with Zata as you watch him walk away, quite literally into the sunset. And that, for now, is going to be curtains on Zata. Thank you, Royal.
Thank you. Oh, y'all.
And thank you all for playing tonight. And thank you all for watching a very, very special and sad episode of Dion Rising. We'll see you again next week. Come on back.
Do that.